So damn excited that we put it in a song. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. Keep your fantasy team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air. When the chips are down and you throw a prayer. When your team is primed and on the hunt, it's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control. And we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back.
Yo, where's Dan?
For real.
Like, where's Dan at? It's Monday. There's a lot going on here. Not like him to... Wait, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Good morning, class. I'm your substitute teacher, Mr. Al-Hassan. Mr. Le Batard will be out today. We're going to be watching a movie.
Oh, let's go.
There we go. Let's go.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Easy day today.
Can we have class outside?
When you bring in the tray with the TV. It was usually the TV VCR combo,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah, you knew today was going to be a good
Huddle
day.
up. We're watching Stand and Deliver.
I was going to say, what is the movie you associate with
Rookie of the
this?
year.
Oh, Stand and Deliver for sure.
I don't know what that is.
Edward James Olmos.
What about Stand By Me?
How does he reach these kids?
Oh,
Unfortunately, the TV doesn't seem to be working. I forgot that you need power.
oh,
Yeah.
boo. Boo.
Student-led study.
So we'll be having class instead. Let's start locally. Here in Miami, the general manager of the Miami Dolphins, Chris Greer, had a mutual parting of ways with the organization on Friday. We got to a little bit of it on the show on Friday, but Zaslow wasn't in class. So
I watched on the plane. I watched the Zoom coverage of class on the plane on Friday.
Any notes?
No, keep it all right up here, baby. I remember.
I'd like you to share with the class.
Well, I mean, you guys, you previewed, you did a little preview of the Hurricanes and that kind of deal. Mike Ryan was not here because he was in Dallas, all right? He did a recap of the Dolphins from the night before. Tua with a pathetic pregame speech. My goodness. 60 minutes, give me 4 hours. So what kind of fuzzy math is that? And, of course, then the news comes about Chris Greer getting fired like right after you guys went off live. So I didn't get to hear you guys talk about it at all.
It's a little weird that he gets fired and then this morning they trade Jalen Phillips.
Was that weird?
Well, I would think that you would reserve all kind of franchise-altering moves for whoever is going to get the job.
Well, no. See, I think part of you got to remember trade deadline's tomorrow, and I think part of the main reason that you fired Chris Greer on Friday was because you don't want Chris Greer to be allowed to make any self-preservation type moves before the deadline. You can't expect him to make moves that are going to be great for the future of the franchise when it's pretty clear he very well might be fired. So yeah, you got to get rid of him and allow anybody else to make moves for the future of the franchise, and that's clearly the directive right now.
At this point, you just got to get what you can for everybody,
Yep.
right? Knowing that the trade deadline's tomorrow, like they're saying that they're only going to take first rounders and plus for Jalen Waddle, and I'm like, anything that they send you is looking like a good deal.
I'll tell you, I was surprised. I mean, I asked Diana like a week or two ago when she was on what would be a good deal for the Dolphins to consider for Jalen Waddle, and she was like, maybe they can get a fourth.
I saw it was reported yesterday on NFL Network that they are going for a first. That's wild. I mean, I don't know who would give up.
I'm sure they're going for it.
Right.
He's not going for it, though.
They probably went for a first for Jalen Phillips, too. Didn't work out like that. You had to trade Phillips, though. You had, I don't know, are Dolphin fans mad you think that they traded Jalen Phillips? Because you were going to have to give him a contract. He's always hurt, and he's the king of almost making a play. Like he never
He leads
actually
the league
makes
in
the play.
almost sacks.
Right. It seemed like such an obvious trade, for me.
Where he's got a beeline to the quarterback.
Yep.
And he leaps, and the quarterback throws it right.
Like the Herbert at the end of the Chargers game, like really sums up his Dolphins career.
It's a Canes thing. You just don't understand.
Oh, look how sad Mike Ryan is. Look how sad he is.
Ah, man, I wish. I wanted to come in here talking to all types of shit.
You can't say anything.
Now I'm just kind of like, it's a dumb sport anyway.
It is a very dumb sport.
Yeah, you're very much. So I mean, I have the impression because I don't know you too well. I'm getting to know you. You seem like an alright guy, and I'm getting the impression you're the type of friend you love to talk shit about your friend who is suffering because of something that happened in sports.
Isn't that everyone here?
See, I don't do that. I don't like that. It doesn't make me.
Oh, you're
feel
above that?
No, it's not about being above it. It's about like I don't know. I feel bad for my friend when he's down like that. I don't derive joy from kicking him when he's down.
The only grace you get is if your team is bad and then they lose. But when your team is good and they lose, oh my God, the nectar of the gods.
the good stuff.
So like you like that Mike Ryan is upset right like that. And granted, I wanted the Canes to win too, obviously, but I don't know. I don't take joy in my friends being really.
I'll be
angry
honest. In this
or
particular
upset.
case, not so much because I was really looking forward to whooping his ass in Charlotte. Like I had like this whole fantasy that me and Mike gonna be in Charlotte, and like I'll be in my Georgia Tech gear, he'll be in his Miami gear, I'm like and all this, and then at the end I'd be laughing and Mike would be sad. And now SMU has stolen that sadness. They've stolen that sadness, the ability to deliver that sadness from me. I'm going to file grand larceny charges against Southern Methodist University. Not very Methodist of them, if you ask me. Stealing?
I think I'm in the minority in that regard, though. That like I don't send the text messages taunting my friend who is hurting because his team lost. I do acknowledge I think I'm in the minority there.
I don't send text messages. I just make montages of the things that they said before, which will be ready later in the show.
Good start from you today.
Thank you.
Tug message.
We're not talking World Series?
Yeah.
Can we honestly?
We'll get there.
We will.
It was so good.
It was good. It was good. We'll
No,
get there.
not good.
It was
Great.
good.
It was
A
look,
lot better than
Let me just
good.
say.
One of the best baseball
Let me
games.
just say.
Downplaying That was such a great baseball game.
Let me
Let's
just
talk
say
about
right
it,
now.
please. This World Series.
Can we
the
all
time.
agree my man was safe
Which man?
at home?
No.
Vladdy?
He was not
The
safe.
Safe.
foot came
He
off
was
the
out.
plate and then he
Safe.
got back
Millisecond.
right before.
You know what a
I don't know.
millisecond is?
You
I
know
like
what
his
we needed?
perspective, though. Let's talk about it for 3 hours.
What we needed was a low angle. Behind the plate, low angle, so I could see the daylight between the catcher's foot and the plate.
It was a clear replay.
I don't know how clear. I don't know how clear.
I don't
He's
know
starting to
angles.
sway me.
Angles, baby. Camera angles. They can show you anything. They can trick you anyway, but like if you get the right angle, that's what we needed, a three-dimensional. We needed right behind the plate at ground level, right here. Show me daylight between his foot.
We had it.
No, we
So
didn't.
you needed the angle that proved that he was safe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Video team, let's spend a half hour trying to find this angle. And
They
bring
don't have
down.
it. No one has it. You know why? Convenience. Do you guys know that when a team that plays in Canada is in the World Series or in the finals, did you know that the ratings count as 0?
You sound like the Peepo of Canada.
I'm just saying. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. When the Raptors played the Warriors in the finals, the ratings on the Toronto side, on the Canada side, was 0. They don't count.
Right.
Right? The ratings over here count. So it was one of the lowest rated finals as a result because you only got half the audience.
But it was probably a monster number in Canada.
Sure, but what's a monster number in Canada?
I think I saw that the World Series the other day got like a 20 in Canada.
That's right.
Yeah,
Adnan,
which
Adnan
seems like
brought
a
it up.
really big number.
That's like 5 people, 6 tops.
Adnan talked about it, that if you projected it from Canada to here in the United States, it would be close to about half of Super Bowl numbers. So it's like 350 million or something like that.
This is playing with numbers. You see, Adnan, part of the media, right? They want you to play with these numbers.
Well, he's
hey,
Canadian.
proportion, of course. And he's also in the media, so that makes him a double agent, right? So you talk about, if you do the proportions, you do the proportions. Yeah, there's 17 people in Canada. If 8 watch, all of a sudden that's 50%. That's the equivalent of 200 million people. No, man.
You know, Canada's so much bigger than the United States.
No, it's like
right?
you know the population is so much smaller than
But
Canada.
I understand.
That's
That's
what
what I
it is.
said.
41
I don't
million
care.
living there.
I don't care if Saskatchewan, all of Saskatchewan watched it. They don't count. That's like there are more people in this room, and I'm not even talking about a shipping container, than there are in Saskatchewan. You can book it.
Saskatchewan expert, Amino Hassan.
Yeah, put it on my bio.
And so this has something to do with the World Series being one of the greatest games ever played, but not being one of the greatest games ever played because of this play.
It's a great game. See, this is a bad angle. Too high.
How's it a bad angle?
Too high. How can I see the daylight?
They have other angles too.
Where's the ball? The ball's not in his mid either.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Oh, look at the daylight. You see the daylight?
What are you
Yeah, but
talking
the
about?
angle. The angle.
I can't. You guys don't understand.
No,
what I'm
from
saying.
The
this
spikes
angle,
on the toe are down on
They're
the
not.
so
Very
obvious.
out.
If we were lower, if we were ground level, we'd see that, like, from this angle, it looks like I'm touching my laptop. But if you go like this, like, oh, no, he's not. Right? It's because it's an above angle. You can't really tell if there's contact or not. I can't believe you guys are fighting me on this.
I can't believe it either. Keep talking it out.
What happened in that game, Mike?
What happened in the look, Miami? They fooled everybody, Miami, this year. So you guys got to suffer that indignity too, because this felt like a special season. Miami looked a certain way, and then the same thing happened. That's happened really the last 4 years. Is Miami has its tendencies. They put up enough film. Teams know what to expect. Miami doesn't really adjust the adjustment, and also there's this weird haze of when they meet adversity, they don't meet the moment. They kind of look for any kind of excuse to get out of it. Now, they still should have survived that game. Unfortunate that I'm not going to be a 40-year-old man complaining about the officials, but there was a strange game.
What does your age have to do with it?
Well, you reach a certain age where you don't want to be like the refs cheated guy, but it was you put it in their hands. You got to make catches. You got to be disciplined. I don't know why this center keeps playing. He very clearly cannot adhere to the rules of the game. Really, really a huge bummer. It felt like a special season. We know that when Miami meets its ceiling and plays clean football, they can hang with anybody in the nation. And it just sucks. This felt like at least a college football playoff team. Now a month is an eternity in that
They have
sport.
no chance of done.
But it does. Yeah, well.
I mean, do they though?
Look, man, Alabama got blown out by a really mid-Oklahoma team, and 12 days later, everybody was saying how if they were in the playoff, they'd win the national championship. A month is an eternity, and you have the weird situation where they have a win over Notre Dame. Notre Dame is cruising right now.
Yeah.
The committee's going to want to put Notre Dame in, but Miami's head-to-head matters. I don't think the season is necessarily over, and quite honestly, I really am curious to see how this team responds, because Mario Cristobal is a big, culture, discipline, toughness guy, and the team is not reflecting that. And I thought we had the locker room right, so they need to respond.
Let me ask you this question. You said they didn't make the adjustments to the adjustments, which seems to be a thing. I'm a basketball guy. When I hear that, I think of Mike Budenholzer, who really good coach, smart coach, but is philosophically opposed in general to making adjustments. Because he's like, if we do what we're supposed to do, it doesn't matter what they do. That's kind of his way. Is that Mario Cristobal, or is Mario Cristobal just not good at making adjustments?
Seems like both. In a weird way, it
There's
seems like
stubbornness.
both.
Honestly, the offense was doing outside runs. We were doing creative stuff with Malachi Toney. I do think that there is a conservative approach. Now, you may see the interception, which, by the way, was Malachi Toney's fault at the end. You have a guy that's been so locked in with Carson Beck. He was supposed to flatten out that route. But I thought Carson Beck actually played kind of well. He was pretty accurate with the ball, and he made some big plays. There were some unfortunate penalties that called some big plays back. But, the ACC comes for us all. I mean, the ACC comes for us all.
Yeah, Mike, I can't help but notice you're doing a press conference thing, or I ask you a question.
I'm hugely bummed. I'm hugely bummed. Like this team, I think I haven't been this hurt by a team. Even last year, we blew a 21-0 game at Syracuse.
Yeah, but this team was better than last year.
You knew that last year was a deeply flawed team, and you were just like, let's get into shootouts with Cam Ward and get into the playoff and get to Charlotte.
No, you felt like this team could do something.
Yeah, you felt like this could be a special season. Now, you do have an opportunity to win back-to-back 10-win seasons and show the nation that you can be a consistent winner. I do think that that's important. I do think that watching how this team responds under Mario Cristobal is hugely important for the future of the program. But you can't help but feel like, man, that is such a bummer, because we wasted an opportunity there.
ACC is only going to get one team.
You would think, given the reputation, which Miami's got to look good. Miami's got to perform. We can have that conversation in a month from now. Like I said, November is a wild month in this sport. 4 weeks is an eternity. I do think that Miami will be back on that bubble conversation because they were in the bubble conversation last year. So if they meet that resume that they had last year with a better defense and signature wins under their belt that they didn't have last year, with the added complexity of Notre Dame being in that conversation and them having a head-to-head win over Notre Dame, I do think that there's more hope than it feels right now. But right now, you got a real problem, and it seems to be intangible because it comes down to discipline and how you meet adversity, and they get Fs across the board.
I guess I would just add, like last year, yes, they didn't qualify for the ACC title game last year either. Did they finish third in the ACC before that game? Like, were they the first team out?
Yeah, it was screwy. You had
Because right now,
in the mix
they're seventh.
No, they have no shot at Charlotte this year.
No, I'm not talking about a shot of going to Charlotte. I'm talking about, will the committee look at them as a team to give an at-large bid? They didn't last year when they were third in the ACC.
They did look at them last year. The conversation was South Carolina,
right.
Alabama, Miami.
I mean, they didn't put them in. And right now they're seventh in the. Like, they're not going to vote in the seventh best team in the ACC.
You're going to have teams that have 3 losses in the SEC that they're going to be dying to put in, and I do think that there will be an interesting conversation.
And they're going to be dying to put Notre Dame in.
Well, that'll be interesting to see how the head-to-head has to matter.
Mm-hmm.
It has to. I think it would be pretty BS.
Well, how much does the head-to-head matter when the game literally happened at the start of the season?
The head-to-head has to matter.
But it's never mattered at the start of the season. Like, that's been the thing for every team when it comes to the playoff, is you judge the team based off who they've been.
Yeah, you're a different team at the end of the season than you were at the start of the season.
We can have that conversation 4 weeks from now. They're probably going to lose another fucking game because they're so undisciplined. Like, it seems like a ridiculous conversation right now when you got the most emo goddamn team looking for any excuse to give up.
What were you most angry about in the end, if you had to pinpoint one thing?
The penalties. You look at that box score, you're wondering how the hell you lost that game. The SMU ran for 23 yards. Most of that was in overtime. I was really disappointed that they seemed to quit after the interception. I was disappointed that they still have this conservative approach to not trusting the quarterback. Carson Beck's going to throw interceptions. You got to live with that. You got to let the guy go. But really it's the penalties. We gave up 100 yards in penalties. Now that I think Tim Reynolds pointed out that crew has done a couple of Miami games, and Miami has been called for 21 penalties, and their opponents have been called for 6.
Do fans of other schools and other conferences complain about their officials the way way that the ACC fan complains about ACC officials?
ACC officials are bad. Look, Ruben Bain gets held all the time on that illegal man downfield. This wasn't even a conversation because the cameras didn't catch it. Malachi Tony straight up got tackled. He straight up got tackled while he's running a route. Not a conversation. They pick up the flag on the DPI on Keelan Marion.
Are you mad about the 4th down rough in the passer?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Hugely mad about the rough in the passer. Lightfoot holds him up. That is, come on. That is not the spirit of the law. That was BS. Miami could have survived that game and taken the lessons from it.
I'd kind of like the officials to understand the situation in that spot.
But ultimately, you had an opportunity to control that game. You blew it. And you put it in the officials' hands, and you deserve to lose that.
Why are you making a face?
Look, I understand why people are super happy, but
no, but look at him. He's making a face.
Yeah, we got a bunch of peepos over here.
Come on, bro, the zebras, bro.
What are we doing? Lost the second game again. Another ACC loss. I mean, that's what this program does. You lose in conference games, and you don't make it to Charlotte, and then you don't make it to the playoff because that's what Miami is.
What happened to
They're a team
UCF
that's
this
just on the
weekend?
outside. Oh, the UCF Knights don't exist. The UCF Citronauts exist, and they're undefeated.
Okay.
They're 8-0 in the history of their program.
What?
Space Week.
UCF got beaten 30-3.
Yeah, bad program right now.
I'm not going to do that.
Doesn't matter.
I honestly don't think
We didn't have any expectations.
No, everything.
But you have championship expectations.
Everything that Jeremy said was true. I think that this season feels especially disappointed. It's a byproduct of how this program got our hopes up. And there's a lot of people with egg on their face. A lot of the smartest people that cover this sport all thought Miami was for real, and they folded. It's really sucky that over the last 2 years, when this team loses, they lose inside the margins and one-score games, and there's always a play or two that could change a season, and it's just not breaking their way. And quite honestly, it's the lack of discipline when you have a disciplinarian head coach that drills that all week in practice, and yet you still play the same guys that keep making the same mistakes. There's got to be accountability there. He's got to show something.
I gotta say, for the audio audience, y'all can't see this.
No, I'm
Mike,
devastated, dude.
No, it's not just devastated. You are doing textbook press conference behavior. You haven't made eye contact.
I can't.
With anybody or even a camera throughout that entire soliloquy.
No.
Although you are looking around as if you are looking at different people to talk to, but none of them are ever the camera, and none of them are any of us.
I'm bummed. I haven't been able to shake it. It's a crushing loss.
That's the other thing about college sports that fascinates me. Is there any other sport in the world where ultimately the championship or who competes for the championship is decided by a committee that says, not you? No. When you think about it, it's incredibly weird. Like every level of sport in the world, we all go, we compete, and then, okay, those guys are the winners.
I do think it's really ridiculous, and it kind of boggles the mind for someone to speak like they know what's going to happen 4 weeks from now in this sport.
Sure.
I mean, the CFP took so many twists and turns in the final 2 weeks last season. So
that's you trying to make it sound like the Canes still have a shot here.
I think if they put up 4 straight weeks of playing clean football and having a 10-win season, we'll find ourselves in the exact same debate that we had last year with a much better hand, with a Miami team that's lost 2 games by 1 score.
On the outside looking in.
We'll see, Jeremy. But for the meantime, shut the fuck up.
Marking it. I'm going to put everything Jeremy said was right in the club.
What? So going back to the Dolphins. So you guys are telling me this is fire sale time now. Like, everything must go 80% liquidation.
Yeah, every man for himself kind of situation right now.
Yeah. Like I said, trading away Jalen Phillips was an obvious move. You can't possibly pay him. It'd have been so stupid. All right, so there you go. And the next one they should move on as well is Bradley Chubb. Like, there may be someone there. Like, Bradley Chubb's best days are behind him. All right,
if Phillips got a third, what does Bradley get you?
4th, maybe.
If that?
Because you also got to understand, like, Bradley Chubb makes some money, so 4th, maybe. And if someone wants Matthew Judon, come get him. I mean, the Dolphins picked him up off the streets at the beginning of the year. I would trade all 3 of the pass rushers there. And is there anyone else? Like
Minka, maybe?
Yeah, they're definitely not. You would assume they're not going to keep Minka. Like, it doesn't make sense to give him a contract extension.
You keep
which I know
Paul.
he wants. Paul, you got to keep. All right.
A-Chain you keep.
Chop
You
Robinson.
build around Paul.
I think you probably keep Jalen Waddle, too, to be honest. Like, you do have to have some good players on offense moving forward. I think you do probably keep Jalen Waddle, even though he's clearly not a number 1 wide receiver. But I think the pass rushers are going to be the guys that teams in a winning situation are going to want to. It's like trading for a relief pitcher at the MLB deadline. Like, every team is going to want a relief pitcher. Every team is going to want a pass rusher.
Unless you're the Dodgers, because you don't need one, apparently, and you only need to throw your starters to win Game 7. The guy who started Game 6, Yamamoto, amazing.
You guys want to hear from Big Mac on the firing of Chris Greer? He's been out on Chris Greer. He's our guy from downstairs. I just want to make sure the audience knows.
Let's hear
but we get his takes on the Dolphins, and he's not a Chris Greer guy.
Big Mac's take of the day.
Oh, yeah, we got rid of the Joker. Next is Batman and Robin. And you know who that is. Mike McDaniel and Tua.
Big Mac's take of the day.
Oh, that's a very well-crafted take, man.
I love him just I love him just
Batman and Robin, huh?
He goes, and you know who that is, and then I keep walking, and he's like, it's Tua and McDaniel.
Yeah, he wasn't done.
Just in case.
No, yeah, that's a good take, man, because some of the listeners are like, wait, who's Batman and Robin? And then he breaks it down for you.
You know who that is.
The
It's
reports,
Tua and McDaniel.
The reports out there really make it sound like Stephen Ross may tell the new GM that he wants to keep Mike McDaniel after this year.
That's kind of something we were talking about earlier.
It really sounds like that.
This month. It was like, why don't you just keep him, have the new GM kind of build players around the system that worked a couple of years ago, right? You scored 70, you had the best offense, Tua threw for 1,000, a trillion yards. Like, it works given the right players in the system. Now, the problem is, did all the NFL defenses figure it out, and now the system doesn't work?
Where's Ryan Tannehill? He never got hired.
At home, yeah.
He's like, I'm too good for this backup. And then, like, just never. He's just chilling, right?
Yeah.
Now he's like 40 and cracking a beer. Saying,
40?
I think he's like 40. Brian Tannehill, man. That dude's old.
Flacco's 40.
How about Flacco this weekend? Look, I know they lost.
That arm is live.
With a sprained throwing shoulder. He said, give me 400 in the air.
Tannehill's 37 years old.
Yeah, it's close. It's knocking on 40's door. You hear that? That's 40. That's 40's door, actually. That's Tannehill at the door. I messed that one up.
Not knocking on 40's door.
It is.
There you go.
Best
you.
musical impression for the Sueys.
Good teammate.
Thank you.
No, but like this, I feel like this is all tied to a weird all chips in mentality on Tua. Someone who has never shown the consistency in terms of health or anything else to say you can go all in on me. And I like that's the part that I keep going back to, how they managed all of this from the beginning, from the very first time he had that concussion, and that season was magical, and then it was kind of ruined, right? They never like said, hey, we need to start building this thing with the eye that he may not be around. If he's around, it's awesome. If he's around and he's good, it's awesome. But if not, we have contingency plans of winning games, whether that's with a competent quarterback, backup quarterback, whether that's with others facets of the game. They never did that. It was always like, if Tua's out, we're screwed. If Tua's not Tua,
Yeah,
we're screwed.
but I would add, like, how many teams in the league have a competent backup quarterback? Like, this is every team. When your starter gets hurt, you're completely screwed. That's every. No one's like, all right, nice. We got a good backup. He'll come in and win us some games. No one.
No,
has
but it's not about winning some games. It's not about, oh, this thing keeps humming. It's that shit doesn't fall apart completely the moment we have a backup in there. Like you could say how many teams have like a guy who could come in and win games. How many guys are going to do the Matt Castle 12 wins or whatever? Sure, that's a rarity. But in terms of, can we just not completely fall apart? I don't think I don't think you're right when you say. I mean, look at San Francisco, right? It's not that Mac Jones is amazing. Oh my God, how did we not know? It's that he's competent enough so that this thing doesn't fall apart while Purdy's out.
Well, it seems that the coach had a system that was specifically designed for this quarterback.
That's what I'm saying, contingency
Yeah.
plans, because the system designed for this quarterback is cool, but if this quarterback was someone with a little bit more durability.
I'll tell you what bothers me, though. So there's several things that we're reading right now, right? Where McDaniel, it seems like he's going to stick around after this year. He's clearly not being fired during the season. He may stick around after this year.
Fight through, buddy.
Give me a second. Thank you very much. I
Take all
apologize.
the time you need, man.
Yeah.
The second part.
Yes.
Lost my train of thought now.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You're on it.
We'll
You're
find
on
it.
it.
Hang on.
Daniel.
Right there.
Let's help him find it.
Grab that rope.
Help me.
It's dangling. It's right in front of him.
Saying that it's dangling doesn't help me regain my
Tua,
thought.
something about
Yeah, it
Tua?
was something about Tua.
Tua?
Oh, yeah.
McDaniel?
So the other thing I'm hearing, though.
Why don't you
Thank you.
start your point from the start?
Okay, the first thing you're hearing is it seems like Mike McDaniel may still be the coach after this year. The second thing you're hearing right now is that Tua, it's going to be incredibly hard to get rid of him. I can't do another year with these guys, with McDaniel and Tua. Like, how does a general manager, you're telling me whatever general manager they wind up hiring is going to come in here, because you'd like to believe that the new guy, hey, do you like this coach? Do you want to keep him? I'm giving you the opportunity. Do you like this quarterback? Do you want to keep him? I'm giving you the opportunity. You're telling me that whatever general manager comes in is going to be like, yeah, of all my options in the world, I like what I've seen from Mike McDaniel. I'm keeping him. And of all the options moving forward, I like what's going on with Tua. I'm going to keep him as well.
You
And
like
I'm not
a
saying,
guy who is durable at the quarterback position, who gets rid of the ball quick, who can do all the little things in a smart way, who doesn't throw interceptions because McDaniel schemes you open. How about Stephen Ross? Bring in a new GM, gets him to trade Tua, gets Tom Brady out of retirement. And now Brady to the Dolphins finally happens. He's not doing great at the broadcaster thing. You get that off of everyone's mind. You get him back down here in Miami as the New England Patriots are emerging and the Buffalo Bills seem to be going, the opposite direction, but at the same time are still hanging around at the very
They
top.
just beat the Chiefs
Instead of that
Big
rivalry.
win last night.
And how about Tom Brady out of retirement? That fixes everything.
I like it also because he gets to distance himself even more than he already has from the Raiders. Again, we don't talk about that anymore. Remember, he's like, Tom Brady's going to come in here, he's going to win the winning mentality. And I was just like, I just kind of know Mark Davis. We're not boys like that. Like
he hit me up, he asked me. I said, yeah, why
I
not?
said, why not? I'm trying to
Like,
do
who's
a
going to be
solid.
there?
We're all going to be there.
Sell your stake there. End up with a little stake in the Dolphins. Just saying.
All
Not a
I'm
bad
saying is this could be a pretty decent quarterback class in the NFL draft, and the Dolphins are going to have a high enough pick that they better select someone.
Zaz, the thing is, even if a GM were able to trade him, whatever genius plan that is put together, that guy should get a raise.
Just cut him.
The thing is, if you cut him, you're dead at $110 million.
So what? But Broncos 2 years later, a good team.
Yeah,
Who
okay,
cares?
but look at the Saints, who are in salary cap hell because of what happened with Derek Carr, and now you're looking around saying they're the worst team in the league.
But if you draft a good quarterback the way Sean Payton did, it doesn't matter. And like, just draft the right guy.
It's developing a guy too, right? Like Bo Nix, if he didn't go to Sean Payton, he'd be a backup somewhere.
Maybe.
Correct?
Maybe.
Like that's what we're looking at. Michael Penix, like a guy who sat behind, who's
But I
looking
hate
good.
the idea that they can't just cut to it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Like, they're going to be shitty either way with a dead cap hit or not. Yes, you can.
Does Tua have any, not that would bear into your decision to cut him or not, but is there any potential for Tua to have a Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold glow up post-Dolphins?
He's so limited.
I mean, my case is too, like, I don't think it's, like, I think he's washed. I don't think he's a good quarterback anymore. I think once in a while, once every few games, you'll get a good game, when a couple years ago, it was once every few games, you get a bad game. It's the opposite now. Like, I think he's washed. So my answer is no. I don't believe that.
I mean, we saw those other guys look pretty washed in their own right. Maybe not in the physical sense.
No, I don't think they're washed. I think that we were thinking that they're just not that good.
Right.
We hadn't actually seen the potential coming out yet. We have seen it with Tua, and he's not that guy anymore. Like, we've seen it with Tua on this exact team. It's the same scenario. So that's why I think the situation's a little bit different.
And the reason you look at those guys and see them have success is like they always had the physical tools that could make them good. They were
clearly
big,
just in a
strong
shitty situation.
guys. Exactly.
Tua's in
Where
the
Tua
same situation.
looks physically different.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah, that's what I think.
and he doesn't seem to be a guy that was ever going to all of a sudden figure it out. He figured it out early. Now you have all those guys have crazy arm strength, the ability to move around. That's a different thing than what you get with Tua's skill set.
Like, I mean, I know it's a hard thing for us to do, especially when we're talking about football players. And to say, just with us watching it, to say that guy looks like he's playing scared. But how many times during that Baltimore game on Thursday night were there plays made out there where it's like, yeah, he looks like he's scared playing quarterback now.
Zaz, what did you think about his comment that, like, about his height? That's the first time I've ever heard, even though for years short quarterbacks were discriminated against in the draft because, he can't see over his line. And it took guys like Doug Flutie showing, like, it doesn't matter then, and Drew Brees.
I mean,
But
2 weeks before that, when's the last time you heard a quarterback talk about the other quarterback they were going against in Josh Allen and say, I'm not as good as him?
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty weird. Like, it all feeds into what you're talking about when you talk about fear. It's like, I don't think this guy believes in himself anymore, right? Like, the fact that he's saying, I'm too short to see over the line. I'm like, that's like, you never say that as a short quarterback, because that's the first thing people think when they're trying to evaluate you.
You know who's not saying that? Drew Brees. You know who's not saying that? Bo Nix. You know who's not saying that? Baker. All guys that are shorter than him that play really well.
Even now, while Russell Wilson sucks, you're not going to hear Russell Wilson
He would never say
something
that.
like that.
He would never say that. What is Tua's plus attribute?
I mean, it used to be that he was accurate, right?
Okay. No, like that's the only thing? Arm strength, no. Leadership, not really. Durability, no. Speed, no. Athleticism, no. His height, no. Arm strength, no.
And now apparently he also doesn't get along with the coach anymore.
So it's like what is his thing where you trot him out and you be like, I'm like very excited that he's going to do X. Yeah. Nothing.
We're paying him a lot of money.
We can't take a $110 million cap hit.
That's
and he won't retire. That would solve everything. To be
Just
honest.
trade him for nothing. Like, if you trade him for nothing, at least it's half the cap hit. I think Barry Jackson put it out there earlier. If you trade him before June 1st, it's like $45 million as a cap hit as opposed to the $90 million it would
But
be
no
if you
one's
cut him.
trading for
No, yeah, that's the
But
problem.
You don't think that there's a team out there, not one team, that's desperate enough to or even swap bad money?
I think the biggest thing is, if I'm another team, I understand the dire straits the Dolphins are in, and I'm doing the Sam Presti. I'm like, I'll take him. You got to give me some shit with it. You gotta give me a couple of picks. So then it turns into, is Tua so bad for your team?
No, I'd rather
that
just
you're-
take the dead cap hit. Absolutely not. Like that That's the difference with the NFL and the NBA.
Right.
You know, like, no, in
Although-
the NFL, I'd rather just take the dead cap.
Although we've seen that twice in the NBA, Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard this past offseason, they were like, yeah, I'd rather just cut bait than have to give up things to get them off of my books. So, I mean, it does happen. But, like, again, I think this all goes back to you went all in. The problem is you went all in financially, structurally, everything.
With a bad hand. You went in
exactly.
with a bad hand.
The
You
gut
went in
sh-
with a gut shot.
The gut shot.
And all of a sudden, you didn't have the glasses, you didn't have the reader, you didn't have the card shuffler, you didn't have anything. You said, all right, I've got this. And everybody around the league's like, okay, you're going to pay him that much? Nobody else would have.
If not Tom Brady, the announcer, I mean, I'd even rather maybe have Tony Romo come out of retirement and be my quarterback.
What was he doing there?
So like a fourth down that was really short. He was trying to see.
But it sounds like something else. Can you play it again?
And you'll see right here, hold, and then another hold right there. I think it was.
I got to tell you, many a time in my life, I've tried to hold and then hold again, only to end up saying, you got to fight sometimes.
It's hard.
You got to call it.
You can't fight. Sometimes you can't fight.
Sometimes you can't fight.
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
You think about baseball. You think about anything else. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day.
Baseball's
right?
not helping me fight.
Yeah. I say baseball, and Jeremy starts thinking about that World Series game, and he goes,
What are we talking about?
Have you ever tried to hold it and then hold it again?
it's hard to hold it sometimes. Sometimes you just got to.
Twice?
Hey, if you get to twice, you're already doing pretty well.
Says goodbye, sweet Clevelander.
I should tell the audience that we've got a bit of an emotional week, I would say, here this week as we are leaving this studio. It's been an eventful 2 years where the show has struggled and groaned under the weight of trying to build a business. And we're going to move into new studios. Everything is moving after, I think it's close to 10 years here. And we're going to remember some of the things from the Clevelander because as expensive as the property value has gotten around here, the neighborhood has really deteriorated. There has been
So is my health.
there has been a lot of
But that's your fault.
shootings here recently and assassinations, plural. And we need to get out of here. And next
And that
week,
move is brought to you by Miller Lite. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
next week is going to be a little bit difficult because we're going to be in the change, and these are not your problems, they are our problems, but we ask for yet more patience after 2 years of trying to build this thing. We're excited about getting into new studios, and we will remember the Clevelander throughout the rest of the week here because one of the great memories I have, Stugotz, it really is one of my favorites as I've gotten late in life and have learned to appreciate some of this nonsense that we get to do every day, is the weekend before we were going to go on ESPN radio and start with whatever it is we were doing with them. they were going to make this studio look like all the other studios, which is just blue paneling behind us that would be nondescript. And my brother and I spent the entire weekend here putting all of this stuff up. And the reason that it's one of my favorite memories is because I remember the screaming phone calls on Monday when no one had been informed that that's what we would look like, and they didn't want us to look like that. Or no one had given them a heads up, I should say. It's not that they didn't want us to look like that. It's that they were going for homogenized at the beginning, and we put up all these tiles that we're at some point here going to just auction off because they've been here for 10 years representing us as we make a move to become a bigger business. We've got, Mike, do you know how many employees we have now? I don't know how many employees we have now.
I walked into to today's pre-production meeting and I was a little stunned at how many people were in that room, considering it's just jarring seeing how we've started. And there was a lot of people here when we were doing HQ. It was even tighter back then in many respects because we had the equipment. But I think the stark contrast is from the pandemic days when ESPN would only allow you and me in these studios and people were zooming in. So maybe I'll have fonder memories when we get out of here and I'll look back on some of the stuff that we did here and created here fondly, but I cannot wait to get out of this godforsaken building, thanks to Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Winner
of 3 World Beer Cups. They don't just give those things away.
You have said that this place is haunted. You have come in hot from LA talking way too much about sponsorships and deals. We are moving. This is a growing business. And part that you left out was the answer to my question. How many employees do we have?
I don't know.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a difference between full-time employees and part-time employees. But in terms of like people that are here, it seems like 87.
It's not here, but it's not just here, but it's a lot of people. It's much, much more than what's on air as we try to get up a video.
You would think the show would be a lot better.
You really would.
But it's only gotten worse.
Well, the solution to everything is hire more people, and then all it happens is more problems.
Well,
is what I've noticed.
Again, the deterioration of everybody's health.
Yes, that's part of what's
hanging over
happening.
this show.
So, do you have a top 5 nostalgic, syrupy memories instead of hauntings? Let's do some top 5 lists to celebrate our time here. 8 to 10 years, so Stugotz can be nostalgic, so that Roy can be nostalgic.
It's been 8 to 10 years for everybody else. It's been 20 to 30 for Stu.
Yeah, it has. It
All
really
in
has.
space, by the way.
Yep.
Billy can get emotional here. Teach the
I
young
don't want to
ones.
leave.
What?
I revealed
so
that
not
today
true.
in the
Liar.
garage.
Billy said that to me. Yeah, I was having a heater in the garage.
He was talking to Cougs upstairs in the garage. I was walking down.
Who's Cougs?
Cougs.
Oh, you know.
Do you not want
Come on,
to? Do you
Dan.
not want to? I am more worried about them finding a body underneath your desk than I am in Mel Reese.
I have a plastic container. I have to take all this stuff today, I was told. So
That's why you don't want to leave, because you got to clean up.
I like it here. I mean, the downtown floods. I don't know if we're supposed to say we're going to downtown, but it floods there. And, anytime it rains, I'm going to have to get a boat or a kayak to get from my car.
Is it Judd Apatow sock puppet still over there?
No, I think one of the dancers took that.
To be clear, we have a day and a time of great hope, and you're already fearing change. You're
It's
already
not fear, as I'm comfortable here. This place is fine to me.
Billy's Fear is brought to you by Miller Lite. Just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
I'm going to see the new studio today. Maybe that'll change things.
You don't want to move? You don't want to move?
I mean, I don't think I get a vote on this. I think it's happening whether I want to or not.
Yeah, we're a little further along. But I am excited for everybody to experience the new building. I've gone over there a couple of times, and I was honestly moved to tears the first time just because there's so much space. So much space to do this. I was, because it feels like.
Were you wearing a hard hat?
No. We're beyond that. But not to get too into it, and I'm sure there's plenty of time for nostalgia and stuff like that. But we've been through a lot, man. It's been hard. We've been through a couple of different companies and a bunch of different incarnations of the show. I've had really good memories here, and I've had some professional lows that I would just like to remove myself from. I feel like all those emotions every time I come into this building, which is good and bad, and I'm just really excited for a new mile marker for the company. It feels like actual growth because we're going to do this in a much nicer place, and I'm excited for that.
All that space in the new building also sponsored by Miller Lite.
Killing it.
We will get to the top 5. Good contribution so far, Greg.
Did you slur?
Why did he slur there?
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, play action there.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's going to run. No, he's throwing it. The crown is yours. Zaz,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this over the weekend also.
I see everything.
John Morant.
Yeah.
You see this whole John Morant
I
hubbub?
did. I did. Of course I saw what's going on with John Morant.
So if you could, for the audience, summarize what's happening with John Morant in Memphis. By the way, a mere months after their GM came out and very strongly said any talk about him being on the block is irresponsible and he's our guy, 10 toes down and all that shit.
Well, I'll start out by telling you he's 100% going to get traded. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you.
100%?
100%.
Not 95.
For this to happen, what are we talking? 6 games into the
6 games
season.
in.
And we're already doing the bullshit. All right. And if you don't know what the bullshit is, so let's play the clip for you. This is John Morant post game a couple nights ago. It was a loss, right? It was a loss.
Yep.
He only played he's averaging a season low in minutes. Career low in minutes right now. He's averaging like 28 minutes per game. It was a game he really struggled. He was like 3 for 14 from the floor. I don't think he played down the stretch. And apparently there was a discourse between the coach Tomas Isalo and John Morant. And then shortly after that, here's Ja with the reporters.
What went wrong to you today? Go ask the coaching staff. Do you feel like, it was anything you could do differently, I guess? You go ask them. They had a whole spiel in here, so.
From the outside, and the outside may be wrong, but from the outside, it didn't look like you had your usual energy tonight.
Go ask the coaching staff why.
Okay. You feel like you should play more?
Go ask the coaching staff. Should I play more or not?
What could have been done different to get a different outcome other than asking the coaching staff?
According to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's what basically the message was after, so it's cool.
The coaching staff message with us?
It's cool, bro.
We good? You didn't have anything physically wrong in terms of illness or anything? We're under the weather. Okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
All right.
So
this is a child.
Yeah, let me clean up a few things. Number one, I think this is one of those instances. A lot of times when you hear these terse answers, people think, "Oh, the player hates the media, or the media have been jerks." Whatever.
No, that's not.
This is not about the media.
No.
This is him trying to, in his mind, I think, give sanitized answers to cover the incendiary remarks that he really wants to make, and he ends up getting suspended. I don't believe he got suspended for those remarks. I think he got suspended because
for what took place right before that.
The
apparently.
unsanitized version of the remarks that he delivered directly to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And
by the way, the remarks he delivered to the coaching staff was apparently because new head coach Tomas Isalo, who apparently challenged him in the locker room about A, his leadership, and B, his effort, and then John Morant's response was deemed inappropriate. And let me also add, on Amazon, on the Prime Games that night, their post-game show, which is like Blake Griffin and Udonis Haslem, and Blake Griffin went at John Morant with video evidence and everything, how his effort was really, really poor in this game.
I just want to point out not only career lows in minutes, but also in field goal percentage, in assists, and three-point percentage. He's having the worst year of his career right now.
This is a player who, like, leadership-wise, has been a disaster off the court. Okay. Has done 0 winnings. Been out the first round 1 time in his career. Last year was out for a lot of the season. Team played well. When he came back, didn't like the style of play that they were playing. Got the coach fired. All right. And now 6 games into this year, we're doing the bullshit? Come on.
I don't know if he got the coach fired. I'm not going to go that far. The coach got fired, sure. But I think one of the things that's really important in the league, everything you say about Ja, yes, he bears responsibility for it. But for the best player in this franchise, right? For him 6 games in to have this kind of loggerheads with the coaching staff.
It's ridiculous.
It's a two-way street though, right? I think one of the big things for an NBA coach is you have to connect with your star player, and it has to happen pretty much the moment you got the job for sure, but day one of the offseason where it's officially mine and now I get to shape it the way I want to. He should have been with Ja every day, because if you haven't sold your vision to your best player, I don't give a damn how good of a coach you are, your X's and O's, your brilliance. If your best player, it's not just the best player because we have a bad team and he just happens to be the best. He's a really good player. If he's not bought in, then none of it matters after that. And so I got to put some of it on the coaching staff, because clearly y'all hadn't sold the vision. 6 games in. Now, if 40 games in, he's like, I don't think this is working. That's different. But 6 games in, you haven't tried, I don't think.
It feels like the distinction was made that it's like Jaren Jackson Jr.'s team more so than it is John Morant's team, right? Like, it feels like the vision was sold to Jaren Jackson Jr. and they want to start building around what he does more than what John Morant is doing. And, like, you can't give a half-assed, piss-poor effort and expect everything to be okay. Like, he knew what he was doing. He knew the repercussions of what was going to happen.
And what kind of buster coach is it to not confront what's supposed to be the best
you're a
player,
sucker.
the leader?
If you don't do it, you're a sucker.
Yeah, it's total buster if you don't call him out after that kind of effort.
No, of course. I guess my thing is 6 games in, and that's the reaction you're getting from him. Clearly, there was no sell job earlier.
But you know what? Let me ask you this, all right?
Yeah.
Why does there have to be this all-out sell job by the new coach to Ja Morant when they've done no winning? Like, imagine if the Florida Panthers, and I'll give a local example. Imagine the Panthers coming off of the most points in the regular season, and they bring in a new coach who completely changes the style of play. And guess what? For most of that regular season, they were mediocre. Like, why didn't any of the Panther leaders or best players come out challenging their new head coach who changed everything? Like, why can't the coach the team?
There's a couple.
Matthew Tkachuk's dad did.
There's a couple of number one.
All right, but at least Matthew Tkachuk's dad did after game like 75.
This is what I would say. Number one is the coach came in with a resume.
The Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers coach came in with a resume. In professional sports, but in the NBA specifically, like there is a level of like, who the hell are you? Right? And it's a reason why people say, oh, why do these former players keep getting jobs? Because players will listen to former players. At least when the door opens and you walk in and you're a former player, they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, you might lose the benefit of the doubt when you start opening your mouth, but they'll give you that. If you're not a former player, then the stakes get a lot higher. So you have to have been probably an assistant a lot of places for a long time, because what ends up happening is guys say, your new coach is Jonathan Zaslow. And then they call, yo, man, who the hell is Jonathan Zaslow? Yo, you were in Miami. Was he there? Yeah, man, he's good. He's really good. A word? Okay. Now I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
They would say that about me.
Now, Coach Isalo, he's very experienced, but he coached over there in Europe. And by the way, in Finland. So it's not like he was in Spain. And I remember so-and-so played with me in Chicago. He played for him in Spain. You don't have a lot of people who vouch for you. So you come in, and I go back to, your X's and O's might be salient. It might be right. Yeah, build it over around Jaren Jackson. We're going to play this way. But if you don't come in with the stamp of approval, we're not going to listen to you. David Blatt was one of the winningest coaches internationally, anywhere. Objectively, a great coach on every level. He came here, and these guys are like, who the hell are you? And he didn't take the time to build that reputation or that rapport with players. And so they ended up running him out. And he was successful. He was 30-11 when they fired him. So, it sounds unfair, but, man, this happens every year in the NBA. I keep saying it. Your number one ability as a head coach is for people to listen to you. If they don't do that, you're kind of screwed. Now, if the organization is like, yeah, we kind of been trying to move off of Ja anyway, that's a different story for coach. But if that's not the situation, like these are our cornerstones, and one of your cornerstones says, to hell with this, then you haven't done a good enough job selling your vision.
In this specific instance with this specific team and this specific player, when has it ever been Ja's fault? When has Ja ever taken any kind of responsibility?
I mean, I think
the gun thing.
Yeah.
He did?
I mean, it didn't reach satisfactory levels
the second
for
time.
certain folks.
The second time he did.
Yeah.
The first time, no. The second time, then it was like, yeah.
It's kind of where I want to go with the conversation, because Ja Morant had the world by the balls. He was christened as the next guy. Yeah. It had been a while since you had an American basketball player be that kind of star.
So likable.
He had a rocket ship attached to his back, and now several years later, it seems like a bygone era. He had a real opportunity there to be a face of the league, if not the face. And now this is going down a weird, like, Stephon Marbury type of path where you wonder what could have been. Is this guy going to be a journeyman? Are a bunch of teams going to try their hand at seeing if this guy can be that kind of pro?
There are going to be teams that line up for him.
Well, you got one on your shirt. The internet likes to think
you know
that
I'm
this is a
glad you
perfect
said
fit.
that. I'm glad you said that because I wouldn't go in that direction, me personally, but the Heat are 1,000% going to try and trade for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, they're culture fit. What do you think of that?
I think Pat Riley's going to try and hold, but eventually.
Is the other issue, too, is like there's no adult in the room in Memphis? Right? You look around, like Desmond Bane was kind of that guy. Jaren Jackson Jr., not really that guy. John Morant, not that guy.
Like, they pay you to be the leader of the team. Why can't he be the adult?
But you need, I mean, you need good vets in your locker room, guys that are going to make sure that you're on the up and up and doing things the right way. And it feels like Memphis doesn't have that, or at least anybody of note or repute that would actually be worth listening to.
I would say absolutely going back to the original gun thing. Like, there were warning signs leading up to that, notably the incident with the Indiana Pacers and their bus claiming
and
that
the loading dock. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
that was a bad scene.
Like, those are all things I get it. Again, I'm very much for personal responsibility, and Ja has not behaved the way he should have. And I don't think his supporting circle, I think his father at some point, which is ironic because I remember interviewing John Morant before the draft. And we asked him, why do you think you're going to be successful in the league? You know, you came from a small school and all that. And he said, because my father is my biggest hater. And I said, what? He said, my father, all my life, everything I've done. He's like, that's not good enough. You think so? And, basically keeping him grounded. And I was like, wow, that's a really cool, interesting dynamic.
He's got cush slash.
And then it just flipped. The kid makes a draft, it makes a league, and now the father is like a cheerleader. Just like, yeah, let the good times roll. And that was one of those things where I'm like, yo, if your inner circle doesn't have people who check you, that's an issue. Beyond that, every NBA organization, when you get a star player who is a rookie, I say the same thing every single time. No matter how entitled that kid is, the reality is they don't know what the NBA is. They have no idea. Whatever you do, they're going to assume that this is the NBA. So if you come in and act like he's a savior and give him every concession, let you take the third bus, which I didn't even know existed until recently, do all these kind of concessions that they can do whatever they want. You can't then come back later and be like, hey, okay, enough of this. It's my shit right here. You on my plane. I'll fly it, right? The only thing that seems to reset that for guys is getting traded. Because you go somewhere else, and the new team is like, this is how we do it here. And like, what? But in Memphis, no, we ain't saying Memphis no more, man. And so when you have the kind of precipitous fall that Ja's had in terms of reputation, like you guys said, the guy thought he was going to be the face of the league. He's exciting. And Zaz, I would argue with you, yeah, they have been winning. They're like, winning in our league should not be just, did they win a title? No, then shut the hell up.
Oh, but they've been at first round one time.
I mean, but they've had injuries and all that, but they've been winning, right? Like years and years ago, people got upset. I made a De'Aaron Fox comparison to John Morant, and my thing was like, yeah, because De'Aaron Fox doesn't win shit. You want to talk about a guy who's never won? Like, there it is. Like, John Morant objectively makes his team better. Objectively, they win games. Objectively, he's gotten them to a point. And then from there, like I said, he's let himself down and let everybody else down with some of his behaviors and his actions. But the reality is, he gets to a new situation, they're not going to, unless it's someone more desperate than Memphis, they're not going to put up with that shit. And here is one of those places where they don't put up with that shit. And the beauty of Miami is that the word is out already. It's not like you got traded to, let's say, Charlotte, and it's all right, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Like, oh shit, but like, wait a second. I played you guys.
Yeah, I know who you guys are. No Metal Ball's your best guy.
Yeah, what? You can't act that way now with me. Like Miami, however good or bad they are as a program winning, you know when you step in the horror stories. Oh, they do the body fat thing. Oh, da-da-da. Like, oh, man, Coach Spo don't play. Like,
well, look, the first thing Blake Griffin said on that Amazon Prime broadcast was he looked right to his left to UD and said you wouldn't allow this if you were still in that locker room, right?
But that's why I go back to Memphis allowing, right? whether it's teammates, whether it's front office, whether it's the coaching staff. They allowed that shit to happen. He's messing up like that. Nobody put him in check. No one in his inner circle, no one in the locker room, no one upstairs, no one in the coaching staff, right? Again, I get it. It's his responsibility first before we point any fingers at all these other people. But even as he's messing up, when everybody else just kind of was, John, what are you going to do? Like, as if that's your attitude, you have contributed. You're not the main contributor. He is, but you have absolutely contributed.
Yeah.
The Miami thing is really interesting from multiple perspectives, right? Because you look at that locker room, you look at that organization, it's the perfect place to sort of check him where he is and get him to buy in. But their open offense right now was just implemented by a consultant, Noah LaRouche.
That name sounds familiar.
Noah is the guy who implemented this offense in Memphis. So you can look at it one of two ways.
The offense while Ja was out, right? Like, it was more so when he wasn't playing, no?
I mean, look, it's the offense that they're still playing.
And he's clearly not happy.
Correct.
They made a decision to go to a more motion-based offense last year. I might have added Taylor Jenkins was not the reason they did that. And then Taylor Jenkins ends up getting fired. Him and Noah LaRouche. They were the only two that got fired from the staff because of an offense that they didn't like for some reason. They end up going to more pick-and-roll stuff to end the season, and that's what got them into playing in the playoffs. But the point remains, the guy who was kind of the brains behind, the architect, I should say, behind that system, was a consultant here in Miami, and for this offense that they're really excited about and it seems to be working, which – regardless of who the architect is, seems to be antithetical from the way that Ja wants to play.
That's exactly right. And so you can look at it one of two ways, right? Either you get him to buy in. He already knows how this offense works because it's been implemented at his previous spot. And it works perfectly because he does seem like the type of athlete and basketball player who can really benefit from this type of offense. Or you're trading for a guy who has out loud said, I don't like the style of basketball that you play, and he becomes a malcontent in the locker room that is getting along in a incredible way right now after dealing with a malcontent last year.
Yeah, it's tough because you found something that's successful and you found great chemistry, and at the same time, you know that this incarnation of the Heat has a ceiling, and that ceiling is not championship, and it's probably not even conference finals.
Heat fans are a living embodiment, though, of a meme. Anytime a superstar is available in this situation, Heat fans will naturally think that it's their time to go whale hunting. But they do make a lot of sense. You look at the teams in the lay of the land, they probably make the most sense in terms of a team that could use his services in a place with a culture that might be strong enough to absorb him at this stage in his development. But it does seem a little risky, and you did just have a superstar nuke your season last year. Despite all we'd point to, hey, we have Bam, he'd be a good leader. I know Jimmy's at a different stage in his career, but they weren't able to corral Jimmy at the end.
Oh, look, it's Peanut Pete, man.
Look at that guy.
Hampton Farms' own Peanut Pete just hanging out in the office.
This is very exciting. He wants to come in.
Does he?
He wants to take part in our nominees today for Nuttiest Fan.
What?
No. What up, though?
A celebrity in our midst. It's Peanut Pete.
We've been chomping these sweet honey peanuts. My God.
I dapped him up. My bad. I should have high-fived.
Let me tell the people, the Nuttiest Fan is brought to you by Hampton Farms. Get nutty with Hampton Farms, the official peanut of bowl season. Vote for your favorite Nutty Fan at Le Batard Show on Instagram. We have 2 nominees today, both coming from the Colorado Boulders.
Huh.
What?
The Colorado Boulders. I like that team.
The Buffalo.
The Buffaloes.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
There's 2 nominees. We have a fan with a 6-pack.
A fan with a 6-pack?
It should be the Boulders.
It should be the Boulders, right?
Yeah.
So we have a fan here with a 6-pack classic. He shaved his belly hair to
Looks
look
like
like a
Artie
6-pack. And then we have Andy
look like Artie
Reid.
Lang. Wow.
And then we have Andy Reid.
Wow.
Shirtless
Whoa.
at the Boulder.
At the Boulders game, yeah.
In Boulder.
Is that Andy Reid?
I think it's Andy Reid. I don't think he would have missed a Colorado Boulders game. I think he would have been there.
Big quarterback change for the Boulders.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a good name.
Can I throw in a third nominee? I know this is supposed to be a football thing, but I got one from college basketball.
Let's
I don't know
see.
if any of you guys saw
Season
this.
starts today. I'm
There it
so
is.
ready.
This
What do
is
we got here?
Lemoyne against Dillard. Guy goes up, misses the dunk, lands, and then I'm assuming he feigns an injury because he just happens to grab his leg a second later, then limps on the wrong leg, then has to kind of call out. Then he's limping on the other leg now. And as he's going, the crowd is going nuts. Including one guy grabbing his knee.
They're on the ground grabbing their leg.
That's a good crowd right there.
We don't have the audio, Zaz.
Crowd going,
Oh, that
what?
guy with the look at me, he's limping. He's
They're
got
going?
the leg.
Zaz, we don't have the audio.
I don't know.
What they're saying, I swear to God, you can hear it on the broadcast. They're all yelling, "My leg! My leg!" It's here we go.
Injury. He faked the injury. Lord. All over.
Yeah, no,
it's so good.
It is so good. That's what being a good fan is, folks. Not obscenities, not talking about someone's mama or personal stuff. Just ridiculing a guy for what he just
Throwing
did.
yourself on the floor and pretending you also have the same injury he faked.
Not storming the field, throwing yous upside down.
He's limping on the
You
wrong
hear,
leg.
you hear him?
He's wearing different color shoes, too.
That's the thing. When you wear the Kobe Grinches and then the reverse Grinches, you got to make that
you
dunk.
gotta
You
make
cannot
Look at that
sit there
guy.
and
Look
go
at him. Look at him limping.
Those are
What
some
do we
nutty
think,
fans.
Peanut Pete? You
That's
like
a
that?
hot crowd.
You like all those, huh? All of them. Look at that. He's very emotive.
Great to finally meet you, Peanut
Yeah.
Pete.
Thanks with all the peanuts.
Love that guy.
Wow. Look at, we got
What flavor
both
did you
of-
get?
I got salted and roasted. Kind of like that guy. He got salted and roasted.
Colorado Boulders.
Colorado Boulders. Thanks a lot, Peanut Pete. We appreciate you.
Just loiter around.
Yeah, hang out if you can. Partake. we got breakfast, we got coffee, we got some Coke cans that are always hot somehow at lunchtime.
You already had some.
How does that happen?
See ya.
Why is the soda always warm at lunchtime?
I mean, I was looking at the 2019 NBA draft.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that's the John Morant.
That's the
Zion
one-
Williamson, right?
Yeah,
That's the
not
day I
good.
interviewed him, and he said my dad was is my biggest hater.
I'm going to give you guys the top 10 real quick.
Okay.
Zion went 1.
Okay, yeah.
John
of
Morant
course.
went 2.
Exciting.
Pelicans are 0-7, by the way.
But Pelicans, we need to talk about them later.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We got to talk about them.
I don't think we do.
RJ Barrett went 3.
He's having a little bit of revival.
DeAndre Hunter 4.
Solid.
Solid, not bad. Darius Garland 5.
Yeah, good. All-star, yeah.
Never plays.
Jarrett Culver, not in the league anymore.
Oh,
I think.
my. You went 6?
I like that.
Yeah, he went 6.
Jesus.
Kobe White,
Injured, but also has had a revival
Yep.
of late.
Jackson Hayes,
I guess
Okay,
playing
fine.
for the Lakers. Sure. Yeah.
Hurt the Heat last night.
Rui Hachimura.
Was he one of the white
Yeah.
guys?
He's-
No. That's in weekend observations. Please hold on to
please
that
hold.
thought.
Yeah, please hold. And to round it out at 10, Cam Reddish. So just like a
Also out of
not
the
good,
league. I think he's
not
in the
good
league.
top 10.
Nah, he's in Turkey.
Ooh.
I think he's in Turkey.
Who's the few
Fenerbahce,
picks
I
after
wanna
that?
say.
PJ Washington.
There you go.
And after that, Jeremy, who
Tyler
do you
Hero
want
right
to say?
after.
Tyler
Oh, I was gonna say Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton, second round.
Nick Claxton
pick.
later on. Yeah,
Daniel
first pick was
Gafford, second round pick.
Ty Jerome.
Ty
First round
Jerome, late first round pick.
Jordan Poole, first round pick.
Jordan Poole, late first round
Speaking
pick.
of the Pelicans.
Oh,
Jerome
Pelicans.
just
It's just
owned the Heat last year in that postseason series.
The thing is that you think about these massive drafts, and it's like next year a big draft for the NBA, and then you kind of do the math 5 years later, and it's like, oh, it was kind of sucked.
Look, I've got
Well,
the draft.
big
in front
draft,
of me.
by the way, only means like it's got 2 or 3 guys at the top who are really good. That's all it means.
This is what I'll do. I've got the picks in front of me, and I'll tell you, Zion went 1, and we all thought he was going to go 1, and I guess people would argue he would still go 1. I would say that I wish his career had been managed better. Again, I know it sounds like I'm absolving the kid and putting it all on the system, whatever, but when a dude comes to a team dinner and orders a pitcher of Coke, not like a Coke, let me do
sign just for himself?
a
Should've been
pit
there.
just for, you know how like restaurants, when they want to do refills, instead of just keep coming back, they just put a pitcher of
No,
Coke.
what are they, a Pizza Hut? A pitcher of
A
Coke?
pitcher of Coke, yeah. Like when you see that, like that's ultimately like there's a sign that there's some control issues there. John Morant, still a great player. RJ Barrett struggled with the Knicks, but has had a lot more success in Toronto, kind of growing into who he should have been, which is a guy who should never have the ball in his hands, should be coming off of down screens and playing like a.
Yeah, RJ Barrett's a worthy top 5
Yeah.
pick in a draft.
DeAndre
Garland, I'd probably put Garland in front of him.
I would put Garland in front of
RJ Barrett.
Absolutely. Hunter, solid player, but even on draft day, I was like, he's an upperclassman.
He's okay.
He's okay, but he's not.
Just won the national title.
Yeah, but he was just a solid player. Culver, I was like, what? Kobe White was, again, has found himself recently. I don't know if we would consider him a top 10 talent even now. But
Who he play for?
Chicago.
So he's still in Chicago.
Yeah, he's just hurt. He's
The
hurt.
5-0 Chicago Bulls.
Oh, they lost.
Jackson Hayes flamed
Oh,
out.
they did?
Yeah, they lost to the Knicks. Yeah.
Ah,
Big win for the Knicks last
Didn't catch that one. Josh Giddey's playing well.
Yes, he is playing really well.
He played really well in the season last year.
Yes, he
too.
did. They
Like,
went
he was
15
playing
and 5
really
to end
well.
the season last year. Yeah. Then it's like you get to Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, Cam Reddish. Like, there were question marks on all of those guys on draft day. Jackson Hayes was like, yo, very
Raw, very
raw. Rui Hachimura, he's kind of old and undersized a little bit and not a good shooter at the time. Cam Reddish was like, he's talented, but a kind of a space cadet. Cam Johnson, he's old, but he's reliable. He's actually had a much better career than I thought he would have.
he has.
P.J. Washington has really
Solid,
turned out really
yeah,
well.
solid.
Like especially since coming to Dallas.
He's
Tyler
a heat
Hero.
killer.
Tyler Hero's okay. No, he's
We're going through the 2019 draft class instead of talking about Game 7 of the World Series.
It is pretty wild.
This
Tyler
is
Hero
unbelievable.
would look good.
I mean, we were talking about
2019
John Morant.
NBA draft class.
We're talking about John Morant.
Yeah, talking about John Morant.
Oh, okay.
So if we have to redraft this, right? Who goes one?
It's still Zion 1 and John Morant.
Really?
You think Zion still goes 1? Knowing what you know?
What? So you're saying Ja would be 1?
I don't even know if Ja would be 1. Who would it be then?
It would be Ja.
It'd be Ja, man.
It would be Ja.
Ja.
Heroes got a
He's
not for
going
number one
one
overall.
Okay, who's one? Don't give me some.
Who's the best player today? Who's the best at basketball today?
Player for your life.
And we know who the most talented player on that
I'd
list
probably
is.
go Ja 1.
Ja is the most talented player on that list. What's going on with Ja is between the years and his approach to the game.
Well, I mean, you could argue the same thing about Zion, man. You could argue the same
Right.
thing.
But I've
Zion-
seen. I mean, I like Ja's ceiling higher than Zion's ceiling.
This is what I would say. Whenever Zion plays, he is legitimately a Hall of Famer.
It could be 2020 if he played and had his head on straight.
He would never be 2020 because he doesn't grab 20
He
rebounds.
doesn't rebound enough.
He doesn't rebound well, which he didn't do at college either, by the way.
If he applied himself, he could grab
If he applied himself, he wouldn't look like the Goodyear Blimp.
But that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay
He
Puft?
applied himself.
He actually, he's in better shape now. But yeah, I think Zion ultimately, because if we're doing caveats about between the years, then I got to go Ja number 1 still. But Zion number 1 still. Ja is right there with him, which is ironic because it's kind of how people felt a little bit on the draft day. But then it's like Darius Garland would be 3.
And Hero 4.
I think Garland and Hero, like, that's a toss-up.
Yeah.
I don't think Garland.
Hero will be
and
3 or
Hero
4.
are toss-up. I don't think so. I think I'd rather have Garland than Hero.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the injuries, both obviously having
They
injuries.
both have injuries. I'd go with Garland.
Are the Heat about to trade Hero for John Morant?
I don't think so.
The trade works, by the way. I put it in the machine. Trade
Yeah?
machine. It works.
Oh, you got that trade
It works.
machine
Let me-
cooking?
Let me pull it up real quick.
I mean, you know about that trade machine?
I mean,
Tell me about it.
Let me ask something. We hear, Andy Ellsberg, the Heat, salary cap, all that stuff. He's amazing at it. Do NBA executives pull up the ESPN trade machine?
No, they have their own in-house proprietary thing
Okay.
that is way more complex
Okay.
and sophisticated.
Okay.
Now, Real GM, which was the first
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have
yeah.
the trade machine, they are one of the proprietary software people. So they have a souped-up version that they license to teams.
Gotcha.
But yeah, everyone kind of uses something more sophisticated than what we have available.
Good business
to us.
model for them. We
Great-
get this, we sell it to you.
Great business
You
model.
use it.
You know
we
who?
get paid.
You know who else had a great business model like that? A little outfit called Draft Express. Yes, we do scouting, and then we sell you scouting reports too. And then they turn around and sell it back to the Australian teams and stuff like that. It's a very, very, very sophisticated hustle that Draft Express was going.
You got
All
that NBA trade machine?
I got the trade machine rolling, Zaz. There we go. Grizzlies acquired Tyler Hero and Kashad Johnson.
Do we have to give up any picks?
No picks for John Morant straight up. Wow. And it passes.
Yeah, it passes the trade machine.
Passes the trade machine
Yeah.
in money.
Yeah.
This is one of those ones where it's like you're holding and holding and holding, and she's already gone. She's left. She's like wait, I'm still holding.
Like,
I'm
hello?
still holding.
You guys there? Hello?
Yeah. By myself.
I mean, the Grizzlies would never do that trade without at least a pick or two being involved.
I don't know that the Heat would in this scenario move Hero for Morant simply because of, well, A, they know that Tyler is like bought into what they're doing, and that does matter at the moment. But B, all we've heard from all of the at least national reporters and even the local reporters is, the Heat are really interested in having flexibility this offseason.
Tyler with the flexibility.
Flexibility.
Been hearing flexibility for
Don't worry
10
about it.
years.
It's the
Don't worry
question
about
of
the
whether or not.
When's the last time that flexibility mattered?
Never.
I'm just talking about whether or not you think that committing $42 million and $44 million over the next couple of years to Ja Morant, who presently is all of the things that you just described.
Oh, you don't have to. I mean, look, I'm not in on Ja Morant. I think the Heat are going to be, but me personally, I'm not in on Ja Morant.
This is when people say this, I always fire back with this. How many times, Mike, you can back me up on this, are people like, oh, we don't want him, and then he goes somewhere and it's like, damn, he's pretty good, man. I wish we had kind of gone after him. Like,
Pascal Siakam, one of those.
James Harden.
Where he thought that they were too good for Pascal Siakam. No. Like, we need something bigger than that.
I'm just talking about from what we've heard in terms of what the Heat's approach is planned to be this offseason. Now, they might not have considered that Ja would be available now, and that could change what the thought process would be. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying based off of what we know today, it would surprise me if a hero for Morant move was made. I don't know about the future.
The rebuttal is basically this. You get the flexibility because you hope to add a talent that's as good as Ja Morant.
Exactly.
It's the old Family Guy bit. Like, a boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could be a boat, right? Like, if we're trying to have this flexibility because we're going big game hunting, and here comes big game in the room, and we're like, no, I need this for when I go big game hunting later. And like, I'm big game.
No, but not that big game.
Not that, yeah.
Another big game.
Or not big game right now or whatever. And like, again, the thing that I always remind people, you almost never get a superstar who's happy with his situation. Like, you're always getting someone where things have flamed out a little bit and their prior stop.
Is there a collective package that exists that does not include Tyler Hero? Like, I just wonder, I have the question as to whether or not you can do that, right? Because Norman Powell is here. And he has not been offered an extension either, right? So do you make this move with the idea of, hey, some of those younger guys, Andrew Wiggins, who we all know the Heat at least came into
better
the
not
season
mention Jaime Jaquez. Because I'll tell you what, we're going to have a conversation about Jaime Jaquez.
Are you bought in?
We're going to have a conversation
6
about
games
him.
in,
We're going to have a conversation about him?
Cody, I think we're going to have a conversation right now.
MVP of the day.
Tony, if we're going to talk MVP,
I care about you, Zaz.
We better have a conversation about Jaime Jaquez Jr. He better be in the conversation for MVP. Do you understand what he's... Last night, Jaime Jaquez, 31 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. He was 11 of 16 from the floor. Do you understand? He went to the free throw line 13 times.
We don't need Ja Morant. We got Ja Morant.
If we're going to talk about MVP, better have a conversation about Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Got a great plus minus on the season, too.
Of course he does.
Those stats are crazy.
A win would have been nice.
That's a tough draft.
Come on.
No, Norman Powell. No,
win. You care about wins and losses right now? What's wrong with you?
Dude, how crazy is Luka?
That's why he's my MVP.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something. You know what?
Of the day.
Luka, I got a stat of the day. You know what? Pull up the stat of the day music. This is the insane thing.
Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. This is start of the day.
Shout out to Outkast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. They produced that one for us. Yeah.
Big Boy Andre
Dungeon
2000 did
Family,
our...
yeah. Thanks. Luka Doncic is averaging 41 points a game through 4 games, right?
What's he ever done?
This is the craziest part of this. Somehow that's not crazy to me. What's crazy to me is he's shooting 78% on 2-point field goals. Everything inside the 3-point arc, he's shooting 78%. That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane. And let's just say, how many attempts? 13 attempts a game. He's not missing. Like, your best hope as a defender right now is that he says, I'm going to try this 3-pointer.
A step back one at that.
A step back one at that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Oh, man.
His plan has backfired.
Go on.
His plan has backfired in a big way. Sciatica, no one believes that. LeBron doesn't have sciatica. All right, your grandma has sciatica. LeBron doesn't have sciatica.
I have sciatica.
He's sitting there on the bench like a gargoyle, expecting this Laker team to stink with his phony sciatica holdout. So he returns. Oh, thank God. You see how important I am? The Lakers are 5-2, while LeBron is sitting back and watching.
Look at this.
This has backfired on LeBron in a big way.
All it took was getting rid of Rozier. I told you. Now we got to choose between LeBron and John Morant.
Well, what's crazy is that now also you can't use Rozier as part of the salary filler in any of these moves.
The Heat are being
That's the part.
punished.
They're
Yep.
being absolutely screwed.
I'm glad you brought
by
that
the
up
NBA
because I heard, oh, this is so good for the Heat. Now I'm like, no, this is bad for
This
the
is a
Heat.
nightmare. This is the worst case scenario. You're not only not getting any of the picks
You're
back,
stuck
you're not
like
getting
Chuck.
anything. You're stuck. You can't move him, and that was kind of the only reason I think you hold on to Rozier going into this season was to be able to make a move at the deadline where you can use that salary, and now that's gone.
Barry Jackson asked all the relevant questions, which is, how much did everyone know? Did the league know? Did the Hornets know? This is at the time of the trade. Did
Of course
they know?
they knew.
Seems like everybody knew, except the Heat.
And if they knew, then there's kind of gross negligence by the NBA to not have the Heat informed on that, because not only, like you said, the giving up of the picks, but like the insolvency. I can't cut him because he's just going to sit on my books.
Yep.
And I can't trade him
Yep.
because he's just off the table now. What am I supposed to do?
You just have to put money in an escrow account. That's all you're allowed to do.
Got another trade machine.
Yeah.
Draw Morant.
Draw Morant.
Draw Morant.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins and Nikola Jovic
Who again?
for John Morant.
Okay, hold
Andrew
on.
Wiggins and Jovic.
Wiggins and
hold on.
Jovic.
Look,
for
Jeremy,
Morant.
you know what Jeremy just did? He tried to hold, but you gave him that one, and this is exactly. Yeah, it happens.
I'm intrigued.
I want to draw Morant.
Mike, get on that. Notepad, paper.
Colorado Boulders.
But Billy thinks he
You
looks
look
great.
great, though.
It
Yeah,
looks like he's had
exactly.
work done.
Thank you, Billy.
I don't think Billy was being sarcastic.
I wasn't. I mean, you have a nice haircut, clean shaven. Got a pep in your step today.
Pep in it.
Mm-hmm.
We have. I should probably just tell the audience because I remember promising Stugotz, and I've lied here, and I try not to lie to the audience or anybody.
Same.
That I would.
What happened?
That I would show the audience like what the last 2 years have been like while we were doing it. We've just had to conceal some of it because it's been hard and messy, and you've probably felt it in the strain of the show. The show has had to change and be different, and like we thought a lot of people were going to jump with us, and Amin came, and it was Amin. And then we looked, and it was still Amin, and it's Amin, and reinforcements are now coming, ever so slowly. Heroic Pablo
What's
Torre
he doing?
running.
By the
I don't
way?
know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
help
moving
him.
slowly.
Just help
Yeah.
him.
Jesus Christ.
Planting something?
Did he get the memo of the unlimited PTO that everybody takes around here?
But this, yes.
Where is he?
That was in retrospect, as a company policy, it's delightful. I like it spiritually, but it hurts. Yeah, it hurts the unlimited personal time off.
Terrible policy.
But it's a good policy. You got to admit, it's a good
the policy is we never know who's going to be here.
He's a surprise in that sense.
I can answer the questions on where's Pablo, but there's a lot that goes into this move, and if you haven't been able to tell already, Dan will be making excuses on the front end for the dip in quality. And he's very worried about this move. And Pablo's not here in part because we're all worried about how Dan will take this move. There's a lot of stuff that we're throwing at Dan. We're changing the formatting of the show. We're changing where the show is produced from. And I think just throwing Pablo and, hey, here's another body complicates things a little bit. So we're going to ease Pablo into the rotation.
Nobody wants to hear the excuses, and I'm not. I am making excuses for whatever the content is next week when we're between studios.
Dan's excuses are brought to you by Miller Lite.
Excellent.
What is your top 5 list about? Have you assembled a top 5 list? I'd like to do this a little syrupy if we can, because it's an emotional week for me and for us, Stugotz.
Yeah, an emotional week next week and the week after that too.
Yeah. They're all emotional at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very sensitive ecosystem, and I'm very worried about changing the ecosystem around Dan.
Well, this has been a comfortable place for us. I shouldn't say unlike, like Billy, I am risk averse and uncomfortable with some change. I get comfortable in places, but this place has become physically uncomfortable.
But Billy hasn't seen the new studios yet.
Yeah.
You have. So I was fortunate enough to stop by last week to go check them out. They're beautiful. So I felt better about us moving. You've seen that.
But I'll tell you why, though. I will tell you why, and this is way inside, but Conan O'Brien learned it. Conan O'Brien, when he changed networks and it was a big deal and he became an important person, they walk him into his new studio and it's a beautiful auditorium, beautiful, like the most expensive thing he could ever dreamed. And he walks in and he says, oh no, not because of the pressure, because they used to do an intimate thing in an intimate place in an intimate way, in a way that connected with the audience intimately. And no, you put it in a ballroom in an auditorium as opposed to a place I was here on the weekend with my brother putting up the signage myself. Like it becomes a different thing. And so
keep in mind, this place will also be intimate. There's a difference between intimate and crammed like a sardine can.
Correct. This place has become physically uncomfortable and people are dying in the building and outside it. We have to move.
Yeah.
Billy, we have to move.
All right, so here's my top 5 for today, and it's brought to you by friends over at Miller Lite who are sponsoring this entire move. And it's the top 5 guests that we ever had in studio here at the Clevelander.
In studio guest, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be nostalgic here.
Yeah, and this will also afford you guys the opportunity to chime in with some of your favorites. I imagine I've missed one along the years. So we'll begin with the outside looking in.
Were they from here for highly questionable? Or here, are we limiting it to the show, our show?
I'm limiting it to our show. I still have Ice Cube in there on my outside looking in. The problem is most of that was with highly questionable, and I don't have a lot of frame of reference for that outside of one of the kings of West Coast rap just wandering through a very tight hall and being really embarrassed about how we'd entertain said king of West Coast
I was
rap.
embarrassed by the hospital couch that had been sent for $50 by ESPN to represent our green room.
That was a nice couch.
It was a nice couch.
No, you've got to be shitting me.
That couch was a punishment.
You've got to be shitting me, Billy. You did not like that
It wasn't
couch.
a bad couch. It was a nice couch.
It was a really bad couch.
Billy!
Served its purpose.
Billy!
Sit on it.
Billy, it was a terrible couch. It was uncomfortable. It was the couch in a hospital room where they don't want you to spend the night in that hospital.
What a day in Kingsport. Wow, thank you. Someone's calling us already on
Was
the
that
Zoom.
Skype?
Was that a Skype call?
I like that as a rejoin.
I was
Dun, 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 dun.
quite unsettling.
Yeah.
Anyways, the universe already ended.
What year is it?
The universe already ended. We're just living in its echo. Hey, great day in the NFL yesterday. Those games, Bears, Bengals, Chiefs, Bills. Zaz, you saw those games?
Of course, I see everything.
Oh, my.
Sports. I wish I was there in those stadiums. And sometimes, certainly with Chiefs and Bills, there's only one way to get in that stadium.
How?
By taking the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with the Game Time app. That's right. You download the Game Time app, you create an account, and you use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Swipe, tap, ticket, go.
Awesome. That's a tremendous read by Mike Ryan.
Look, I navigated adversity there.
You did.
With no penalties.
Why did I say one time?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
He's like, he goes, one place to go. I go, one time.
Are you Wyclef?
I meant
Cody.
2 times.
I meant one place. I was trying to, buoy Mike.
One time.
Yeah, boy.
You're No, I'm Wyclef. I'm gone till November.
Zaz.
Yeah.
Your kid, it cost him a lot of money, didn't
Oh, man. So yesterday, I got home from Jacksonville yesterday, late morning yesterday. I was at the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
They don't call it that anymore.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, but you
They
know
changed
what?
it.
You know what? I make my own rules, Mike.
That's nice. That's an unfortunate call that Florida got there. That was a catch.
Right. Well, which was clearer? The foot on the plate in the World Series or the no catch?
That was a clear catch.
It seemed like a catch, right?
They got robbed.
It was also a clear out at home plate.
Yes, it was. No, we have video. We have video of the planting foot. Of the planting foot of Will Smith behind the plate.
You
You
guys
can see
don't- It's
very
so-
obviously
I mean, it's
he
so
digs
out.
right into the plate.
3 dimensions.
I also cannot believe we are in the 3rd hour of this show, and the only World Series Game 7 that we have discussed is whether or not this play was safe or out, when there were some of the most amazing moments I've ever seen in a
Great,
baseball game.
Jeremy, we can circle back to it. You interrupted Zaz, though, and I don't like that.
Thank you, Mike.
Be respectful.
About time somebody said that. So I got back from Jacksonville late yesterday morning. Couple hours out. I'm sitting on the couch in the Zaslow Mansion family room. I'm enjoying a little football. I like that the Dolphins aren't playing, so it's a nice day. And my son sends me a text message. And I haven't heard from him all weekend. He's almost 17. He sends me a text message. All it says is, "You're a terrorist." That's all it says. He's calling me a terrorist. All right?
Extreme.
And I'm thinking about it for a second.
What terror have you reigned?
And then I realize what I did. I just right back, I go, oh no.
What'd you do?
So my son was in a survivor pool. All right. A lot of money here. All right. It was one of those survivor pools. A lot of people. There was about 170 some odd people in it, and it was $100 per person. You do the math. Grand prize, $17,000.
Holy hell.
All right. Yeah, $17,000. And going into this week, the 170-person pool was whittled down to 20-something. Oh, no. And he's one of the 20-something. Oh, no. And so earlier in the week, he's trying to, and he's planning. All right, if I do this here, I do this next week, I do this next week.
No.
And I'm like, don't plan. You just got to survive week to week, all right? Just take the best team possible.
Like the
Do it
Packers.
next week, the next week, all right? So my son says, he goes, I want to take the Ravens over the Dolphins. And I'm like, no, don't. It's the road team. They give up a terrible defense.
What do you know?
Well, that's really what it boils down to is I don't know anything about sports.
Of course
and
not.
so I'm steering him off the Ravens on Thursday night. It's weird. Weird things happen Thursday night football, And he's like, all right, well, who would you go with? And you say it, Chris. Who did I tell him to go with?
Had to be the Packers.
Had to be the Packers. No. So I steered him in the direction of the Packers, and that's, I put 2 and 2 together, and that's why he texted me, you're a terrorist.
That field goal must have been like a stab in the heart.
$17,000.
Oh, my God.
I felt bad.
You know what? What's more egregious? To tell him to pick the team that ended up losing, or to talk him off of picking the team that ended up winning?
Right, I did both.
Have you been helping him every week? Or is this the first time you came in?
No, it's like the first time. No, because every week, I'm like, hey, did you survive your pool? You survived. And every week he comes to me really proud. He's like, I know what I'm doing this coming week. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm like, all right, sounds great, man. Good luck. And then this week, finally, because it involved the Dolphins, and I feel like I know something. Because I don't know. I don't even follow sports. And so I was like, nah, don't do it. Don't. It was like the first week I gave him advice. And
Osama bin Zaslin over here.
I hadn't spoken to him all weekend. Just, you're a terrorist.
Yes, you are. You are the highest order.
I felt bad.
You should be on a watch list.
It's a lot of money.
I want to see what he planned, and if what he planned goes accordingly and he wins out,
oh my God,
you owe him $17,000.
You do. You do.
That'll be interesting, right?
Because he picked the Ravens this week. That's what he wanted to pick. You talked him off.
Yep.
He wanted to pick the Ravens this week.
He wanted to save the Packers.
Text your son and tell him, hey, who would have been the next couple of weeks?
Show me the plan.
Yep.
Right, I will.
Get the plan, and let's put it up there, and let's see what happens. Because if he does and he wins out, you owe him $17,000.
in cash.
It's a lot of money for a 17-year-old.
It is. I would not feel comfortable with my kid having $17,000 just out of the blue.
Well, he's not going to walk around with it in his pocket. I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
What do you think is going to happen?
He's going to put it in his bank
You
account.
think he's going to put it in a bank account? Have you not been 17
What's he going to do? He's
before?
going to have it under the mattress?
17 years old, I would have been doing so much ignorant shit with that.
Want to make it clear, $17,000, a lot for any of us. Would be really nice to have $17,000.
But we're adults. 17 years old, you give me $17,000.
That's like $1 million.
You exactly.
Just have a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, he must have thought it's like an incredible amount of money that his father just...
I'd be like James Franklin planning like a wild trip. You see him, Tony? See the vacation, the
I
post-firing
did.
vacation?
Not
Me
as
and Tony.
good, not as good as what I'd like, though.
We love talking about the rich coaches with their, like, we just got fired.
Oh, it's the dream. Get fired from a Power
Everyone
4?
thinks their life stinks. Oh, I have no time. I have no job now. I have all this money. And we saw it was at Greece. He was on some, like, lake in Greece.
Brian Kelly has $54 million.
Think about the trip you're planning.
And I was like, you know what his Fridays used to be like? Hold on, let me watch some more film. Hello, are you up? Oh, no, we have to do this.
Nothing to do.
Now, Friday?
You just hit
Exactly right.
Journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good.
It works. I mean, go.
Brian Kelly's having the time of his life. If I'm Brian Kelly, I've got all types of performers over like I'm Paul Pierce, just living my life on a live stream, asking them what website you came from.
Paul Pierce has been celebrating that one championship since.
Man, if you're Paul Pierce, you've got to say to yourself that I didn't want to talk about Paul Pierce right now. I got distracted because I had to hit the button. If you're Brian Kelly, though.
Paul Pierce right now. Paul Pierce is like, what?
If you're Paul Pierce, you're like, why isn't he talking about me? But if you're Brian Kelly.
Two guys that suck.
You got rattled just like Mike earlier.
I did get rattled because
One time.
Now do it with a Skype call. And your world being over.
I love that ringtone, man. No, I mean, like, being a fired coach with a buyout.
Oh, the dream.
But that's how you know they're sickos. I'm like, why would you ever go back? You give me $54 million right now.
James Franklin, in his first interview the next week after his fire, says, I can't wait to get right back in the mix.
I will walk. I swear to God, you give me $54 million right now, I will quit on the spot. Just walk out. Walk. I'll walk to the airport. You see what I mean? You get $54 million. You can't take an Uber, though. You got to walk to the airport.
Like midnight run?
Yep. Barefoot. I'll do it.
You know the way, though. I mean, you got there pretty fast.
Yeah.
I'd be so tired.
It's traffic. I'm faster than traffic. I'll be tired. You know what else I'll be? $54 million richer. Come on, man. Why do y'all feel bad for these people? For any of them? Yeah, I know Dan sits here tries to humanize people. Today we're doing something different. The substitute teacher's out of control.
We're dehumanizing
We're going to
people.
dehumanize these people. They're rich as fuck, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're complaining. Oh, you're sad. You got fired.
It's not fair. I went to the national championship game last year. Well, yeah, guess where you went now? I'd rather be in Greece than the national championship game. How about that?
Mykonos is great this time of year, by the
God.
way. I know you've been to Mykonos, Mike.
He went to the game before the game.
Whatever.
It's your Orange Bowl.
Give a shit where he went. Give a shit where he's at now. An interview the next week?
Yeah.
You out of your mind?
Yeah.
Now I see why he didn't want to come do our show the next week.
Of
James
course.
Franklin.
Because he's still trying to be serious. Oh, I have a job to do. Oh. Yeah, I don't have it yet, but I'll do it. So what happened in the World Series?
There we go. Circling back, the Dodgers threw $300 million out there in the final innings of Game 7 of the World Series, and everyone's supposed to say, hey, this sport's okay.
Hold on. Yoshinobu Yamamoto doing what he did, going from a Game 6 start the night before, where he gives up 1 run in 6 innings and they win the game, to come back out the next night and dominate a Blue Jays lineup that had been great. I'll pull up the stats in just a second. The difference between when they were facing every other pitcher on the Dodgers and facing Yoshinobu Yamamoto is extraordinary. I believe he gave up 2 runs in 17 and 2/3 innings, and otherwise they scored 31 runs in the series or something like that. I'll gather the numbers now.
I have a theory, by the way. The whole pitchers can't pitch back-to-back days thing, it's all bullshit.
Well, they'll get hurt in the long run.
These guys have successfully negotiated. They talk about load management in our sport. These guys hold position. All you do is load manage. Oh, I pitched 2 days ago. I can possibly.
I'll see you in 5 days. I'll see you in a week.
It's like, honey, can you open this jar? No, I have to pitch in 3 days.
Well, no,
I can't use this at all for anything.
They could pitch 2 days later. The starters can't start 2 days. Like, you can't expect them to go 6 innings 2 days later. You could pitch 2 days later.
You play the sport, man.
You're going to get hurt if you do that.
Oh,
with the way these guys
So
are
now
throwing.
we care when they get hurt, huh? Kawhi Leonard,
they
Kawhi
invest
Leonard
a lot
is
of money.
very intrigued now. Kawhi Leonard, now it matters. Oh,
I never
he
had
might,
an issue with
he
load
might get
management.
hurt. He might get hurt. Like
17 and 2/3 innings for the Blue Jays offense against Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Just say Yamamoto.
2 runs. Blue Jays offense versus every other Dodgers pitcher. 56 and a third innings, 32 runs. That's the difference. That's why he's the MVP. Because not only did he have that type of dominance, he gets 3 road wins. 3 road wins. He gets the Game 2 win, he gets the Game 6 win, he gets the Game 7 win. That is one of the best World Series performances we've ever seen. And from a pitcher, maybe Madison Bumgarner is like the only other example that we can look at this century. You have Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
There's other great ones. But
like I was like,
Josh Beckett.
Man.
You're preaching to someone who saw Randy Johnson pitch 800 times in a 5-game series.
I thought you were going to say hit a bird.
And that too. You know what the most incredible thing? I bring this up every time when we talk about this bird. It didn't like get hit and then fall down. It disintegrated.
Yeah.
Like a cartoon.
Ceased to exist.
It just feathers. Like Daffy Duck getting shot. Like it was, I've never seen anything like it since. It's incredible.
I'll tell you though, but that World Series Saturday night, man.
So good.
If I'm a Blue Jays fan,
Oof.
I really question why I care about sports. I'm being serious about that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a Blue Jays fan, I'm obviously I'm catatonic. It's the worst moment of my life, and I don't even know how I'm going to recover. It's as brutal as it gets if you're a sports fan, and I really do. It makes me. Everyone's like, "Oh, Game 7, it's the greatest thing in sports." It makes me question why we care about sports when that ends up being the end result. Because all of those people there in that stadium, and all over the country for that matter, it was like the worst moment of their life when that game ended. I don't know how you come back. I really felt bad. I don't know how you come back from that as a fan.
And not again, I watch the Maple Leafs.
Oh, that low blow.
You have the play at the plate inches away from winning the World
It's the
Series.
worst shit.
Vlad Jr. just misses having a walk-off.
They were 2 outs away from the World Series, and now it's just like, all right, it never even happened.
Why are you poo-pooing? Like, he just missed it.
This World Series is going to have a pretty big impact beyond just what we saw there. And I know that they had superstars in this game that will help grow the game, but Tim Kirchin, I saw his post-game comments about how the Blue Jays might have changed the sport forever. I mean, go figure. Guys at the bottom of the lineup just trying to put the bat on the ball. Like, they're a little bit of a throwback team, and they have some of these new school elements where you have guys just taking porn hacks at the top there. But the roster construction around Toronto does give people a chance, even though you ran into like a $2 billion roster.
Well, but also the old school method, bunting the guy over in the 11th and giving away the out. Like, that's, I think,
I'm sorry. What kind of hacks did you say?
porn hacks.
That's what I thought I heard.
I felt so good for those people. What was it, early in the game when you get the 3-run home? Like, oh my God, they're so happy. They're so excited. This is so cool. And for it to end the way it did, that's
former
the worst,
Marlin,
man.
By the way,
Miguel Rojas.
Not even the most brutal championship lost over the weekend.
Oh,
what happened?
Oh my gosh!
He's got his
I know
gearhead
you
on.
guys weren't watching the Cup Series finale from Phoenix, but Denny Hamlin, storylines galore, racer for Joe Gibbs Racing, owner of 2311, Michael Jordan's team that is presently suing NASCAR. His dad, terminally ill, never has won a championship, Denny Hamlin, and it was all right there for him. He's basically the Buffalo Bills of this sport. He has won damn near 60 times, won at Daytona multiple times, but he has never won a Cup Series championship.
I'm never going to understand. He races for one team but owns another?
It's crazy. Anywho. Guy's dominating the race at Phoenix. Dominant. Leading lap after lap after lap. There are only three other drivers that are eligible to win this championship in this race. You have Kyle Larson, you have William Byron, and you have Chase Briscoe. Briscoe has a bad car, battles, but doesn't figure into the finish. You have William Byron and you have Kyle Larson, teammates at Hendrick Motorsports. Denny Hamlin dominating. He's 4 laps away. He is leading the pack by multiple seconds.
What happened?
William Byron blows a tire. And it brings about a caution. Denny Hamlin has to change all 4 tires. So it goes in the pit. Kyle Larson takes the gamble, was basically on 2 bad left tires the entire final stage of that race, just kept changing the 2 tires on the right side. You go to a restart, Kyle Larson holds position. Denny Hamlin devastated. Just in his car. He found a way to look crestfallen with a helmet on. That's hard to do. And you had one of the... It was really gripping television.
Did he do something wrong? Could he have done something different?
Nothing wrong, man. It's just how random that sport could be. Kyle Larson, he wasn't leading any laps. He was a lap down at one point. It was an incredible comeback for Kyle Larson. But Denny Hamlin, you feel bad. I'm a big Kyle Larson fan. I'm rocking the 5 hat right now. I was rooting for Denny. I was rooting for Denny Hamlin because of all the reasons that I laid out. I wanted to see the France family hand him that Cup Series championship. I wanted him to finally get that monkey off his back and win a Cup Series championship. Instead, what you had was absolute joy on one side of the split screen and damn near the saddest an individual has ever looked in their entire life competing in motorsports.
As you know what they say?
I do.
Thems be the brakes. Get it? Like in a car. Brakes be RKE. It's a NASCAR joke. Oh, what do you guys know about funny?
You've been out to that race in Phoenix before, right?
I have, yeah. It's fun, man. Going in person is fun.
I mean, there's a time in that track. There's one section where it dog legs where you can get like 7 wide, and you had one of those restarts there, and it allows for something random. But if William Byron never gets that flat tire, Denny Hamlin finally gets to win that championship, and you have one of the cooler celebrations and cooler moments in sports this year. Instead, your heart breaks for the guy.
This is, see, as you asked the question, this is why. This is why. That heartbreak sets the tone and gives it a texture and a patina that is you only get it in sports. You can't get it from fiction. It's the only way you could do it from live, uninterrupted drama. Think about it like this. Think about how San Antonio felt when Ray Allen hit that shot. That sadness is, I would say, equivalent to what the Blue Jays felt, what Denny Hamlin
they had
felt.
another game. Spurs in that
Yeah.
spot.
But what you were saying about Blue Jays fans, like Denny Hamlin, it was pulsating off of him. Like, why am I doing this shit?
Well, but at least it's his job, all right? If you're a fan, then it's really, why do I care about this? Why am I letting this ruin my life right now? That's how I felt for the Blue Jays fans. You know how awful those people feel, man, when they're leaving the stadium on Saturday night?
I think Mike knows how
terrible
awful.
For them.
Mike's pretty familiar how awful it is.
Yeah, no, my life is over.
Well, there's also like not a world.
32 years,
There's
man.
not a world where any of them are watching Miguel Rojas, right? Because Ohtani's up next. So you're all thinking like, oh, God, with 2 outs, it's going to be Ohtani. What are we going to do? They're going to get Rojas here. And then Miguel Rojas joins Bill Mazeroski as the second player ever with a game-tying or go-ahead homer in the 9th inning or later of a winner-take-all game in the World Series. Like, it was so improbable that he would play the type of role he did. He didn't play for the first 5 games. And then he comes into Game 6 and has that scoop at second on the double play that almost went underappreciated because of how great it was that the play was made in left field with the jump that was made. But for him to have that scoop and then hit the homer and then be the guy at second base with the infield in to make the throw home that gets the runner at home
After
plate.
tripping, too. Because he had tripped and fallen back and then gained his composure and threw it back.
It was so cool to see a guy who, started his career with the Dodgers, has just basically been a role player his whole career, was elevated to a leadership position in Miami. We all know that kind of ended in an ugly way if you listen to the show with how it went down with Jazz. But for him to now end up back in L.A. and to contribute in that way after not being a piece of that team throughout most of the postseason, it was so improbable. And it kind of feels like baseball is the only sport where that specific thing happens.
Is there anybody who woke up today, who last night, or Saturday night, was like, oh my God, I've been saved, more than Kike Hernandez? Because that MFer almost blew the whole thing.
You don't think he catches it?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Sometimes those guys pull that out.
Absolutely
where
not.
Incredibly
they- or
hard
they
catch.
look a
Willie
little-
Mays over the
but
shoulder.
Absolutely.
They usually, if they can get a glove on it, they catch it.
He
Like,
was.
He was turned around.
So
I'm with you.
lost in the sauce, man.
I love the
And you
center
could-
fielder's just like, I'm running over you.
You
right
could
now.
see
Like,
the look on his eyes, like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing, and then collision course. Oh my god.
To the point that Mike was making, where they threw $300 million in the last couple innings, the guys that really stepped up for the Dodgers were the guys that weren't paid all this money, right? Miguel Rojas is not paid a ton of money.
Catcher.
Hit the home run. Will Smith, who's probably the MVP if it wasn't Yamamoto, with how good he played, caught basically 8 games worth in 7 games. And then on top of that, Baez, who couldn't get the bat on the ball to save his effing life, makes one of the most incredible plays, flying over from like 100 yards away in center field to make a grab, basically mossing his own player to get that catch. That was huge.
No doubt, but also $300 million.
But also, Mike, $300 million, but it took extra innings in Game 7 for them to beat.
And coming back in Game 6.
To me, I'm always a believer. Number one, super teams are good for sports because it gives you.
The Dodgers are definitely really good for baseball.
They're good for baseball.
Really good.
They make you tune in. And by the way, you're not just tuning in because you're rooting for them to lose. You're tuning in because pretty damn interesting, like seeing the dude that pitches 10 innings and knocks out 3 home runs.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind that Game 7 probably does not happen without that ground rule double in Game 6.
I hate that rule, the ground rule double. You're
been
telling
the
me
rule
that's
forever.
their rule.
It's
But
just
that
the rule.
outfielder, he can't grab the ball out.
No, you
Stop.
can.
Hands up,
try
buddy.
to.
Oh, please.
They
it's
teach
not
you that in
stuck.
Little League.
Grab
You
the
even play Little
ball.
League over there.
Grab the
You
ball.
can try to, but if it's stuck.
Try to. He can't get out. Are you kidding me?
But what should
It was
happen if he
barely
tries
wedged
to
in
grab
there.
it? If he tries to grab it and can't.
Then you
And the
call
run
it.
scores.
Then you put your arms up.
No,
he didn't
that's
even
not how
try.
it works. That
I clearly know that's not how it works. But try and get the ball out. Why can't you get the ball? Get the ball.
you're taught. Throw those hands up as soon as you see that ball stuck, because you can end up in that.
It's an advantage for the
specific
fielder
situation.
in that spot. Then
No,
try and get the ball out.
Isn't it more of an advantage for the runner because if you're out
No,
there,
the
like-
runs would have scored.
But I'm just saying you're fumbling in the thing.
One of the runs would have scored.
I don't know, man. But my point is this: number one,
I can't get it. I get so edged. I can't get it.
It's just wild. The manager of the Blue Jays says, I've been here for years, never seen that happen. And then it happens in one of the biggest moments.
that shit happens.
I really think I don't think I'm using hyperbole when I
Them's be the breaks.
it feels like it was the greatest World Series ever because look,
We were talking. I
Game,
can't think
game
of a better
one, nobody expects the Blue Jays to win, and they win at 5-1. It's like, oh my God, Blue Jays, maybe they could do this, And then you get to Game 3, and it's an 18-inning game, and the Dodgers are up 2-1, and they got the next 2 games at home. But oh no, the Blue Jays win both of those games, and then you get the finish to Game 6, so the Dodgers force to Game 7, and just an all-time classic Game 7. It feels like the greatest World Series ever.
2001 was pretty good. Yankees lost, but it was a fun series. And again, that last game and seeing those assholes come up on the mound, and then seeing Mariano Rivera, and that's it. Mariano Rivera, you hear Enter the Sandman.
Well, Byung-Hyun Kim, for that matter, too, was like the best closer in baseball that year, and he blew 2 games in that series?
Well, there were outside influences that kind of heightened the game.
Well,
the
what
Yankees
happened?
became America's team.
Oh, it's 9/11. Yeah,
Cubs Cleveland was pretty huge. You had both teams going a very long time without winning a championship. There's a
But was
rain
the
delay,
whole
goes
series
to extras.
Was the whole series was it the major drama of that whole series?
Brother, you're asking me questions that I can't answer.
It's a 7-game series where you have the Cubs, right, as this team that hasn't won in 108 years. So there's drama inherently with every single pitch. But that was the difference in this series to me, was everyone who we spoke to, like Tony, you're watching this with bated breath.
Buddy, I'm locked in.
Because every single pitch felt like
he's
it
gambling.
was such an important, well, yeah, of course.
Whoa.
But there was such an important moment with every single pitch outside of once it became 11-4 in the first game. It felt like the series could swing at any given moment. And to watch the Dodgers go into Toronto and do what they did with Yamamoto being this huge piece, to think that Shohei Ohtani started multiple games, has, I believe, 3 hits in the final game of the series in Game 7, starting on the mound in that game, has a game where he reaches base 9 times, the first player in any game to do it, has 3 home runs in the series, and he wasn't even the best Japanese player on the Dodgers. That's how great Yamamoto was.
It was wild after the game to see A-Rod at the desk when they get Ohtani there for an interview, asking him for an autograph, and it's seeming like it's A-Rod here, and he's just like, this is a moment here. Like, can you sign? I think it was like his card from his on set. It was just some card, but just it was really cool seeing him.
You know what? If I could just add real quick, that cheater sucks on that podcast.
Still sucks.
Let me say that
right?
about that little A-Rod story. You know what that was, right?
Look at me,
But just 'cause
But A-Rod, like, dog, you can do this at any time. You're A-Rod. You can do this at any time.
It
I'm
felt
going to
cool
do
to
it in
me.
the middle of the broadcast.
was at the end of the interview when they're saying bye, and it was just more like, I want to document this.
So they're
Like,
going by, you mean like the part where they throw to a commercial or someone somewhere else where then he could just wait like, oh, Shohei, before you go, can you sign this?
True.
No, I'm going to do it while it's on
You
camera.
don't wanna miss it.
You know why? Because he's trying to have A-Rod is like passing the torch or whatever. Get out of here.
It seemed genuine to me.
None of this shit is. Wait, A-Rod?
I know, and I get it. A-Rod is the least genuine, but just that moment, it seemed like he was just like, this is really cool.
What did Jeter have? Just a sourpuss face on the sideline?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, not that good.
Yeah.
Hey, watch yourself, man.
Yeah,
That's the
Derek
captain.
Jeter.
That's the captain, man.
Like, we did 3 in a row. You did 2. We did 3.
Pretty much. I mean, look, I mean, like you.
Not even that good. You
You
guys
want to
aren't
stack
that
it
good.
up. You want to stack it up.
Asterisks in the 2020 years, too.
I was a shortstop, but that means I'm good at everything.
Pretty much.
Half of a championship. Didn't
And
even win a full
also,
one.
he had the thing when he fell into the thing and he cut his face. Remember that?
Derek Jeter.
I didn't even have to do that. I could have just caught the ball and not fell over.
No, man.
Project Wolverine.
Oh, shit. All right. Enough baseball. Are you happy,
Enough
Jeremy?
baseball.
Are you happy?
There's never enough baseball.
Well,
Not with that
That was
series.
enough baseball. This baseball talk is over.
Oh man.
Tony, what happened on
That's
the
it?
train?
Really, for real? The end of the season?
Listen, I know that a former cast member would do a segment called The Pickle.
Ah.
And I'm going to revive that
Hi, movie
segment.
theater sells pickles.
Oh, yeah?
Really? How much?
$2.99.
That's a hell of a deal.
So, I'm going to bring back The Pickle. Here it is. Let's go. All right. I've got a bit of a pickle. You know, I'm a public transportation man of the people.
Yeah.
And sometimes the train giveth, and sometimes the train taketh away, gentlemen. I was in a bit of a rock and a hard place situation where I was on the train.
Okay.
Packed, okay, on the way home. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, the guy in front of me smells terrible.
Oh, he stank?
He stinks.
Yeah.
He stinks bad.
Like BO or fart?
Like all of it. Just not good.
Yeah.
Just not good, right? The problem is, lady behind me, so I'm standing up because the train is packed. Guy next to me,
She thought it was
stinks.
you.
Lady behind me, too much perfume. So I'm in a rock and a hard place, and the pickle is, do I lean over to the guy that smells like shit? Or do I lean into the lady that's got a little bit too much perfume, and it's actually like tearing my eyes, but she's got like tear gas on?
Give me the tear gas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was stuck, so I was trying to like hold my breath, but imagine it's a
No.
17-minute
Can't.
train ride from Government Center down to Dayland.
There's
I can't
nothing
hold my
worse
breath
than
for
having
17
to
minutes.
smell the BO. There's nothing worse.
Yeah, no, but it was packed. Mike said switch carts. but
Switch carts.
Here's the thing. The moment I get out of that cart,
Yep.
they're going to close the doors. They're going to zoom off. I can't have that.
Number
I need to
one.
stick it.
Number two, the other problem. You're on a seat. Switch cars. May not have a seat. Might have to stand for that 17 minutes. You got a seat.
You can go in between the carts too.
No, I don't like doing the in between the carts.
You
thing.
can't risk.
You
the
feel like
seat.
it's a Final Destination scenario?
Yeah, again, that's just Subway over in New York,
Yeah.
different store. You can kind of get in and out.
all the time.
This is
watch-
the Metro Rail in Miami, baby. I don't know if people can go through
You ever
that.
watch
I don't know.
Under Siege 2, Dark Territory?
I haven't.
You can do it with these.
Do you guys? Is this a thing when we were kids in high school? Like riding in between the cars was the coolest thing. Like you're not just passing between cars.
Yeah.
You used to hang out there. Like the reason why they have all those
You were
signs.
dangerous, man.
Yeah, but like the reason they have all those signs in New York City subways, like you're not allowed to do that, is because of us. Like our generation in
So
high
cool.
school, we were just there hanging out.
Cool
and
kids.
you know what? Here's the best part, Mike. Having conversations, but all the conversations have to be like this because
Like, what?
it's so goddamn loud. You're outside of a train in a tunnel.
You guys are so cool.
Yeah, man.
So you guys are taking the too perfumed old lady over the BO'd guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys in here?
Fairly obvious, no?
No one's taking BO, Tony.
Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, but
Juju, put it on the poll.
How about Under Siege 1 when Erica Eleniak came out of that birthday cake?
Juju, don't put
We don't
that.
talk about
incredible.
that
That is a where were you type of moment.
We don't talk about that enough.
No.
Juju, put it on the poll.
I found myself.
Would you rather lean into the guy with the BO or lean into the woman with the too much perfume on?
Way too much perfume.
Way too
on.
much perfume on.
It was tough, though. I decided to stay in my center.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't go one way or the other. I stayed in the center and just tried to... Every time the door would open, I'd go...
Kind of imagine Seagal and Under Siege 2 is like, imagine my luck.
Again. Or he's like, it's happening again.
Like John McClane.
Well, like, yeah. Or Sandra Bullock in Speed 2 Cruise Control. It's
trying to
just
go-
like,
she's on a
how
cruise.
often
Trying to go on a cruise.
I mean, I'm taking unconventional methods of transportation here. How does this keep happening?
I think it's more about Liam Neeson and Taken. I mean, at some point we got to realize, buddy, you're a bad father. How about you protect your family? Why are they always getting taken?
He did bring his daughter the bear, Taken 3, right? The panda bear. He knocks on the door and she opens it. It's just a panda bear, and then because he's a hell of a dad. He got a kid.
Well, ultimately, the wife got killed.
At least with John Connor,
not his
it
wife
makes
anymore.
sense.
Ex-wife.
With John Connor, it makes sense because, like, we know time travel is real.
Yeah.
So you might as well take as many lottery tickets as you can to try to kill the kid.
Mike, I showed my kids Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, how about that movie?
Live, Die, Repeat.
No, it's always Edge of Tomorrow. Show them Edge of Tomorrow.
How about Live, Die, Repeat?
And then we went back to back.
But how about Live, Die, Repeat?
I will never acknowledge that name.
Live, Die, Repeat. Such a better name.
Live, Die,
Edge
Repeat.
of Tomorrow?
Yes.
The Edge of Tomorrow.
But what does that even mean, Edge of Tomorrow?
I don't know what Edge of Tomorrow
Like around
means.
midnight?
It's like, exactly. It's like tomorrow's about to happen,
No.
but it never happens.
But
you
I
know
like
why?
Live, Die, Repeat.
Because you're edging.
Because you're edging.
Exactly.
Well, call it edging.
Edging tomorrow.
Edging tomorrow.
Okay.
One time.
Them's me the breaks. But we went back to back. You know what we did after Edge of Tomorrow?
Speaking of going back to back, those Dodgers, huh?
No. Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Groundhog Day. And it hurt me. Kids like Groundhog Day better.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
was
just
like-
easier to understand.
Edge of Tomorrow's easy to understand.
Not if you're a kid.
No. They're
Kids
old
are
enough.
stupid.
They
It's the
understand.
edge of tomorrow. What do you not get about
It
that?
gets a reset. Every time you think it's tomorrow, nope. You wake up.
It's today.
It's Groundhog's Day.
Well, that too.
But then when you go to sleep and then you wake up and it's the same
Yeah.
thing, right? That's the difference.
This one, he's dying.
You know what I'm fascinated by? Franchises that make a boatload of money overseas that don't make any sense to have sequels here in the States.
Like the Dodgers.
Now you see me.
Dude.
Now they got number 3.
Yeah, why are we
Now
doing
you see
this?
me. Now you don't.
Why are we doing this?
Because it's a big franchise overseas. Europeans love magic.
Can I mention?
The Chinese love magic.
Can I mention this Jesse Eisenberg? He's willing to do all these Now You See Me movies. He won't return for the Facebook movie?
It's a little wild. It's a little wild. I guess he knows that no one in the States is watching it. It's like the A-list actors that went over to Asia to film a commercial because they never thought that the internet would be a thing.
You know when his career started to go downhill, right? Was when he did Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. That little end credit scene, ding 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 ding. I was like,
Red coats are coming.
He went from like, the hot Hollywood actor, quirky, but does dramas and all that, to you're just a joke.
He kind of had the career comeback though.
With what?
With
Now
the
You See
award
Me?
season. Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting
That's a good
Actor
movie.
on that movie about the young Jewish men going
Yeah.
back to tour like all the sites of the Holocaust.
Yeah. That's
Like
a good movie.
that was a little career comeback for him.
Speaking of young Jewish men, I did compile a list because Nobody Wants This on Netflix just came back, which is a movie about a rabbi.
It's a show, Jeremy.
Oh yeah, TV show
Oh, I
about
thought
a
this was
rabbi.
the list. Nobody wants it.
No, but that's what I
Yeah,
I
no, nobody
swear,
wants
dude.
anything that I do.
I thought you were like, I have this list.
Well,
I know
nobody wants this
it.
either. No, because when you hear it, you're not going to think anything of it either. But the whole premise is that Adam Brody has this young woman in Kristen Bell fall in love with him and realize that she really loves Jewish guys. And so I compiled a
Hell
list
yeah,
here
what's not to
because
love?
that's kind of the premise of this show.
Yep.
Top 5 Jewish actors that millennial non-Jewish women have developed crushes on that made them go, huh, maybe I have a thing for Jewish guys. Or you could look at this as the top 5 Jewish actors that Jewish men hope to be compared to on a first date.
There you go.
So, for millennials, and this is particularly for young millennials, Gordo from Lizzie McGuire. Any of you? No? All right, we'll move on.
No.
Speaking of Social Network, Andrew Garfield. He's OLI.
He's MOT?
Simply because you're surprised that he's MOT.
I didn't know he was
tribe?
MOT.
Yeah.
He's in the tribe.
Paul Rudd, OLI. He's just too handsome. He's just too handsome, and no one really
This is-
associates him with being a Jewish guy.
This is my Paul. This is my Paul Rudd
Here's
impression.
one for all ages. Jeff Goldblum.
I would have to agree.
He's had multiple generations of non-Jewish women go,
How about
Number
Jeff Goldblum
5.
in The Fly? Good performance.
Yeah, he's shredded in that.
Brundlefly.
Picking off his
Shredded.
fingernails.
Looking like Julianne.
Number
a great
5,
performance.
Dave Franco.
Not James?
No, specifically Dave. We don't like to acknowledge that one. Number 4, Max Greenfield. For those of you who don't know who that is, Schmidt in New Girl.
New Girl, there you go.
He really, I mean, come on. He's the ultimate example
He's
of
higher
playing it. Yes.
than Goldblum?
Absolutely. Because Goldblum, we're talking different generations here. I am talking specifically millennial women because that guy really plays into all of the stereotypes of being Jewish, but also, he welcomes everyone.
Go back to that other picture you guys had up in the preview, please, because that guy that you showed right before Max Greenfield, that guy looks exactly like Kevin O'Connor with a wig on.
That's Gordo.
It's Kevin O'Connor. From the
Number 3, Jason Segel.
Strong.
That's more of a you're funny and you make me laugh crush. Not
what are we known for? Number 2, Adam Brody. Playing the hot rabbi right now. And
good comeback
of course,
by him.
The OC.
Love the OC.
That was the
You know about the OC,
original
Tony?
I don't know about that OC.
Oh, man.
You know who my OC is?
Ooh, pick one.
Mike McDaniel.
Rambo.
There you go.
And number 1, Andy Samberg. What? Andy Samberg.
I've never
met
a woman.
joined SNL.
Never stop, never stop.
Big sex symbol for you?
I promise you, you don't have to ask me. You have to ask Shiksas, who are into Jewish guys. Andy Samberg? Question mark?
No Zach Braff, huh?
You got to pick an OC. You got to be
Yeah,
quick
no,
with
I
that.
got.
You got to go Mike Malarkey.
Yeah, I got
you
stuck
got to
there.
give me
I
something.
wanted to say Kevin O'Connell. I forgot about that
It's
too.
like
Another
you
head
had
coach.
you had the good OC line. You just needed a coach.
Mike
And
Martz. I know.
Look at that guy.
Andy Reid.
Tony
not just
dribbled,
'cause
jumped to throw the pass. He's like, oh.
And then all of a sudden, Zaz cut baseline, and I was like, "Where is he?" Staying in the corner.
So just petered out with Mike McDaniel.